The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
1, 2, 3, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody, don't know what I say. I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop, Rain.
It's time to stop.
Why did you?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough supers die in Delve, and people tell me, oh, look, there's a super died in Delve. So it's like, when
What
I'm
are you
talking
even talking about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers dying in Delve. Why does everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in Delve?
Shut up!
Christ!
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus
No,
Christ.
don't stop arguing.
Oh, it is trash talk too.
I was like,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another riveting episode of Murder Hobos Anonymous. Apparently that's what we should rename the show to, which is one of the first comments that we're looking at here. So we're joined by a healthy cast of murder hobos, one of which is not a murder hobo. Well, some of them. Most of us aren't. But we are joined by Elise Randolph. Say hi, Elise.
Hey, how's it going? By the way, the intro to this show is amazing. I don't know why I've never seen it, but it's fantastic.
You must not be a viewer of the show then. I
Usually tune in like when it starts getting rowdy, like 20 minutes in.
Gotcha. So you're like one of those, you come in when everything starts heating up, when people start yelling in Twitch chat, like, where's the trash talk? Why aren't you guys shitting on each other? One of those.
Yeah, but the intro is great. I loved it.
Cool. We're also joined, as always, by our friends Loki.
Hello, hello.
Rain.
Hello.
And Villy.
Hello.
And we're all here to provide fantastic content to you. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to get set up for a little special event because somebody last week decided to challenge a duel out there. So Rich Richmond and I are going to do a little best of 3 in T1 frigates on CC. It's going to be pretty fun. But first, I want to talk a little bit about Elise, because Elise has been, you've been killing some structures and getting some pretty amazing loot out of it. Is that right?
I got some really good loot from the very first one I killed, and then kind of just a bunch of garbage from the other one, but like not bad garbage. Like each one's usually worth between 500 and 3 bill. But I got like a 500 bill one, the very first one I did, and it was amazing. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. And then I've just been chasing that ever since. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So real feels bad, man, though. Like, just ruined a bunch of people's like Eve lives now.
You think so?
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, so there's one dude who I feel no remorse about, right? I'm pretty sure he was banned because I was looking at some of his ship names, and they're pretty egregious. There's some pretty grim ship names that like I'm embarrassed to say out loud.
I wouldn't say the egregious ones out loud, but were they like racist or?
Yeah, they were pretty racist. Yeah, like they would make adversity blush. Let's just put it that way.
Jeez.
Not
That's
calling
a pretty high
adversity
bar to
racist.
set.
I'm just saying adversity are edgy posters, and this is like taking it too far.
Or like a little racist adjacent.
So,
but I mean, it's a benchmark.
You ruined somebody's Eve career, apparently. Now, I don't think that's true. I don't even think these people were gonna come back.
Dude, they were playing in March, so they just took some time off.
Oh shit. Well, that's okay. That's a little bit different.
You're a bad man.
Did you like reach out? I'm assuming you went and like you found a ship that's named after them, so you went and looked on Zkill and were like, oh, they have kills in March or whatever.
Like, did you like email them or anything, or were you just like finders keepers?
I mean, I felt too bad. Like I knew if I started the discourse with them, I would eventually just give it back. So I'm just trying to liquidate everything before I can feel the space guilt. I did talk to one dude who, like, it was a Corp by War deck, and he ended up just onlining all of his shit. He had like 8 Athenors, and he onlined them all as the war deck was going on. Like within 2 minutes, I started shooting one, and it like was taking no damage. I was like, what the hell? And he just onlined them all. He was like, yeah, I was logging in because of these CSM rewards or whatever, and I saw my shit was decked. So don't know what this is about. But he was super nice, and he just had no idea that the patch was like destroying, like all his shit would drop. He had no idea.
He was like an active player, like obviously was paying attention to login screens because he knew of the rewards, but he had no idea of this update.
Yeah. And he had so his story was like he and like 5 other friends played Eve together. They had played in other groups before. They played in Nullsec and they didn't like it, but they found like their little social group. They formed their own corp, and they went out to HiSec, the great unknown that is HiSec, and they started mining moons because like I guess CCP made it profitable for a while. Then CCP nerfed it because that was probably pretty broken. And so they're like, yeah, we'll just take a break for a little while. He had like an Omega sub for a year. So he didn't get any of the emails from CCP saying like, hey, the structures are being abandoned. There's a new power state. He had no idea.
The CCP talks about how they sent 150,000 emails, and most of the people I've spoken to hasn't heard a thing.
I have not heard a single person. I mean, obviously, if they're inactive, I wouldn't hear from them.
So that's the question, though.
There's
Like,
a poll in the chat currently. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there is a poll in the chat currently. It's about halfway through. Whether or not you think that structures should have lost asset safety with this new abandoned state. So feel free to vote in that. I do polls like randomly just to see what you guys think. So sorry, go ahead, Loki.
I was just gonna say that kind of raises the question: like, do we blame Elise Randall for damaging and/or ending someone's Eve career, or is that
Hell
more of like a
no.
developer
Well, here's the
problem?
interesting
Obviously.
question: do you even assume that ended their Eve career?
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's why I said damaged and/or ended, because I mean, most people will probably keep on playing. I mean, some people will be like, "Oh my god, all my money, I'm gonna die."
Well,
But for the most
we know it's like slightly counterintuitive, but loss actually keeps people playing more often than success does, right?
I mean, that's why I played
the
this
challenge of going up the mountain is much more interesting than the challenge of like sitting atop the mountain wondering what you want to do.
I mean, so
Billy
I
has
agree
these
with that to the
scans.
point, right? But I think when you lose everything, in a way that you were told it was safe, like, so here's the
But
thing: if
who's
you
to
can
say
dock
that's
in a
everything?
freighter with all of your shit, if you undock in a freighter with all of your shit and code suicide ganks you, that's fine. Like, whatever. You took the risk by undocking. But if you just went AFK and put all your shit in a structure that they told you was safe for 3 years, literally 3 years saying this is safe, don't worry about it, dude, and then it's gone, that would make me not want to play again.
If it wasn't you, at least it would have been someone else.
Since you've looked at your stuff, but pretty much you haven't been playing anyway. I mean, you're already done.
I mean, if you haven't been playing for 3 months, you're done with Eve?
I thought you said 3 years, sorry.
Oh, no. No, 3 years is how long the CCB's been telling people Citadels are safe.
Yeah, I've also talked
But
to
no
some.
one believes. No one should believe anything CCP says.
Yeah, you shouldn't leave anything in a Citadel, anyways. I mean, the fact that it can get blown up is warning enough that maybe they might remove assets. It would keep it in an NPC station. That's not going to change.
Why are NPC
I'm here to talk
stations,
shit to
like,
Elise
safe?
now.
That's fine. I know I'm the super minority.
Been there
No,
because they've
but
been there.
Elise, here's my question. All right, so here's my question. You don't like the fact that CCP told these guys for 3 years that it was safe and everything. So what are you blowing the shit up for?
Dude, I wanna get the loot pinata. Dude,
Don't say you don't like it. Well, it's like the fat guy saying, "Oh God, I wish I could lose some weight," as he shovels fucking food in his mouth.
Here we go.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: it's gonna happen regardless of me.
Somebody else. Well, it's gonna happen anyway. Why shouldn't it be me that fucks this guy over?
Yeah, I want to fuck this guy deep, but like, he shouldn't have been fucked.
Exactly. But the system incentivized it, and so you cashed in on it. Because if you wouldn't have cashed in on it, then someone else would have cashed in on it. So,
but that's the other issue. If there was no incentive, 90% of these structures would not be getting.
Dude, that's the biggest piece of bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Nobody is going to go searching for those just for a random fucking kill mail on our retard.
Absolutely, they will.
I do it.
Kill mail.
Look, we go kill posses and we go kill sticks and random stuff like that, but it's just something to do. It's not for fun.
Okay, when you kill posses,
come on.
1 bill. Here's the thing. Here's the thing you don't understand. It's 1 billion ISK. You get at least 80 mil in what's it called? In salvage. You get 50% of the mods to drop. And it takes 20 minutes. It's not like this takes an hour. This takes 20 minutes with 2 people.
In high-sec,
People
it
have
usually
hunted
costs more to
Ishtars for
war deck
hours.
people. Usually in high-sec, it costs more to war deck people than you would ever expect to get in reward.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
why
that they're
high-sec
not going
is
to
so
kill
safe.
the structures. I'm saying that they're not going to kill 2,000 of them in like 4 fucking days.
No, I would agree with that, but I don't know. People are out there searching for them. I mean,
What we've seen in the last 7 days is the power of incentives. Because what we've seen in the last 7 days would have taken literally 7 months.
I think it would have done in like maybe 7 weeks. I would say in 7 weeks it would be.
Seems
1,000
highly
of these
unlikely.
things killed.
You've got corps like just combing through low sec or at high sec and low sec, looking for any structure that's abandoned. Like if there's an abandoned structure, somebody's out there looking for it right now. Versus in the other
because
case,
some asshole got like a billion or 4 trillion ISK, right? So that everyone wants that piece.
Yeah, fuck that guy, by the way. Who was that?
Yeah, exactly. What a dick. I
The
bet
guy
he
from
doesn't even
Razor.
like this mechanic.
He actually liked the
Thing-
mechanic. I
What
talked
we're
to him.
seeing is the honeymoon period, and soon this honeymoon period is going to end. This honeymoon period isn't going to last more than 30 days. I don't think it'll even make 60 days, to be honest. But
Oh,
once
no.
it's over, then we'll see what the effects are when people return and find that their belongings. That CCP made an entire post, I feel safe in Citadel City, turns out to be complete farce. And we're going to see what happens when these players come back to find all of their work gone when they've followed the right thing and they've done everything right.
I hope there's lots of tears. That's what I'm hoping.
Well,
I
the
cannot
problem is the
believe
vast majority of them will make a post on either the E forums or Reddit, and people will go, LOL, or people will go, oh, I'm so sorry for you. CCP screwed you. It was all CCP's fault. You should quit the game. That's I could literally see the Reddit post now. People like trying
Or
to.
what they'll say is,
virtually
I lost,
people
I
make their
lost
point of
all of my stuff. I lost 10 billion ISK in this, and watch as idiots on Reddit send him 20 billion ISK, and it turns out later he was bullshitting. And he
That's a great
business
scam.
venture right
Wait,
there.
guys,
I
I,
think the
lost
only
like
thing-
4 trillion ISK. I didn't talk about it because I was embarrassed. But if you guys want to send me some money to replace it, to keep me in the game, I mean, just make the checkout to Loki Choco Chips, and I'll keep on trucking.
You know,
Contracts up, Loki.
I think that the only thing that people will really say is something along the lines of HTFU, because that's what I would say. Like,
Unfortunately, a lot of people disagree with this. Some of the most hardened the fuck up people in the game disagree with this change.
Well,
And
obviously
I
they're
think-
not the most hard in the fuck up people then.
Yeah, no shit. They're Templar.
You can't claim to be hard in the fuck up and then be like, but not in that case though. Like,
I don't know, Brisk. The man has lost interceptors worth more than your entire fleet.
Look, I'll tell you. I'm telling you right now.
that imp is not coming back.
I'm telling you right now. Anybody out there who is complaining about this, and especially on the whole CCP broke their word thing, the people that are saying that the loudest tend to be the people who have been telling everybody for the last 10 years, you can't trust a word these guys say. So the fact that people are like, oh my God, CCP lied, they didn't do, I mean, no shit, guys, you've been saying that for 10 years.
I mean, I'm a
now
huge
you're going to suddenly
fanboy.
believe it?
I'm a super CCP simp, right? And I think this was just a bad call on their part. I think the problem is the bad call was asset safety to begin with. Like that was the initial bad call.
Oh, yeah, that was the terrible. Hey, why would they do that? That ruins the whole point.
Like that was bullshit. But they're just like stealth rolling it back in a month is also bullshit. Like objectively, it's bullshit.
well, what's a normal time frame that you think would have been good?
3 days.
I believe
it does not matter how
Some-
long it was somebody's going to bitch about it.
Yeah,
No,
some-
what they do is they just push
Somebody's
it,
gonna
just
bitch
have
about
it pushed to asset safety instantly. Like right now, here's the.
But
that
here's how you
kills the
solve
whole
it. You can't do that though. You cannot do that. You cannot push everyone's assets to asset safety who's in a low power structure, because a lot of those people don't want their assets pushed to assets.
Oh,
Well,
then too
give
bad.
them
They shouldn't have a
retro-
low power structure. They should harden the fuck up.
Oh,
But instead
I
of
would've-
losing
I
all
would've
of their
appreciated
stuff, instead of losing all of their stuff, they just have to move it from a fucking station.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now,
again,
I
if
would
you were
much rather
fucking
lose all that shit than have to move it out of fucking lowsec and pay the tax. Just
You
blow
don't
the shit
have
up.
to.
Something
You
to worry
can
about.
log in and asset safety yourself. You can do that
could.
still.
So what's the
You
most
know
common
how
structure
fucking
that's been
annoying that
killed,
is?
by the way?
I think the
It was
Astra
easier
House.
on, but
The
you could.
Astra
Charo
House?
and
Okay.
Yeah, no, Athenor. The
Athenor's
moon
been
wedding
destroyed
ones.
2,200 times according to Geryonics, and
It's
Zero.
higher for Raider, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rates are the ones that are the highest because
Well,
they're the cheapest to drop.
There's been 3,000 engineering complexes killed this month.
Yeah. What was it the month before?
300.
2,900.
400 engineering complexes.
More have
So-
died
so
in the
wait,
first
9
9
days
days
were
of
at
June
more than
than the
10x
entire rest of the
multiplier.
year combined.
So to be objective, can somebody provide me with the size of a fuel bay in an Astros? What is it?
I believe
Infinity.
somebody lost.
Infinity. Okay, so what you're telling me is that these structures, to not be abandoned, oh, brother Bob, that's rude. These structures, to not be abandoned, need to have fuel in them and have a
No,
service
here's
module running, right?
so. Can I tell you guys the scam that I don't want to tell everyone because it's
Well, you're
a
gonna tell everybody.
pretty nifty little. Okay, I'll tell them. No leak. Here's what you do, right? You put a piece of titanium in a citadel, and when
we're
it
talking about fuel so that your structure stays.
It's the code stuff. You put it in there, and then you get the asset safety notification.
So
that it's
the other thing you can do though is you can war deck it, or if it's in low sec, you can shoot it into the hull timer. All the services turn off and have to be manually turned back on.
And
Then
wait
you
7
let it
days.
repair. You don't actually kill it after the hull timer. You let it repair, and then you kill it. So if a guy's gone for 15 days from the game, all of his stuff can be removed.
I thought CCP had a fix for that because they said that it would be automatically turned on to avoid that happening.
It did not happen at least once.
The danger is somebody apparently lost their imp due to this, and you know.
I fucking love that mechanic. That's awesome.
Well, if you
redeemed
think, well, if you think that's such a great thing, not in my eyes, I'm afraid. But speaking of imps and simps,
Didn't that guy give you a Komodo, Veli?
Ah, fuck, Risk. You were supposed to let him read.
Sorry, I'll let you say it.
Great, and there go the secrets.
No, like
it's not a
CJ that
secret.
lost- It was CJ that lost Komodo, who is a really fucking like well off, not like Eve well off dude. Like literally, like he's lost a Komodo. The Komodo I'm flying is in some technical way his still. Like that was his imp. He's like it sucks for him 100%. But is he the kind of person you want to put yourself in the crossfire, Rich? I don't know. Like he's short on assets, let's say.
if I do plan on going into some sort of service which would result in me not being able to play Eve. I don't want to come back to find all my shit gone. If I followed
Don't own much.
Or you could
My
give
advice to people is don't own so much, dude.
I've got an honest question for the people that say put it in an NPC station.
Yeah.
What's stopping them from just like destroying NPC stations?
Because it's been there for 17 years. That
Like
they
postcode,
really
dude,
aren't going to
postcode.
change. And also,
Didn't
it
CCP
served.
say they want
No,
everything
but think of it this way. Think of it this way. They serve that purpose. NPC stations are basically just long-term storage. They serve that purpose already, so they're not going to change it. Citadels don't, and especially now.
But I mean, they said citadels were.
Yeah, but that's changed.
There's a serious
so why doesn't
because
stations
we
change?
Citadel became a thing.
It's important to
and we
understand
realized it was a mistake.
Between NPC
Roderick's
stations.
right. You just
Citadel came in with the understanding that both asset safety was a thing, but asset safety alone is an indicator of danger, right? It's a different situation. The dynamic has always been that NPC stations are 100% absolutely safe, and that is always proven true.
Because you can't blow them up.
I believe
You can blow up a citadel at some point. That's the safety's going to go.
jamming thing that occurred was the fact that people were using CC to scout out structures to destroy. And so they would go on CC, destroy the abandoned structure there, find out what loot was gotten, and then they would target the one specifically once the
That
update
is a bit
in
scummy.
TQ.
Not actually what
Isn't
That
that
is a bit
bullshit?
scummy.
No,
I don't
I'm
think
pretty
you
what
can do
sure
happened
that.
that's
is
bullshit.
Goons
Doesn't
blew
your
up
shit
some
get
of their
moved to asset
Dell
safety
stuff.
on Citadel items don't remain in personal hangars on City. It gets moved to asset safety automatically.
Everything you own in a freighter and log off in space.
Or just sell shit you don't use anymore.
They can never get it that way until you log
Just
in.
sell it, dude.
I wish I had done that because I have so much random shit scattered around. And I
Yeah, no,
don't-
liquidate assets. I mean, I only own like what 2 ships, and that's basically the extent of everything I have.
But
On the
speaking
monitor.
of
pretty sure that-
singularity,
I'm pretty
And
sure
Red-
that if
Red
they
Line,
allowed
I
all
believe-
the NPC stations to be blown up, that it would probably crash the server.
Red
Well, that's
Line, I believe
the-
we should fight.
Here come the slippery slope arguments.
I think also that NPC stations are a neutral ground. You know, there's unless you're at war with that faction, but even then, you're not fighting over the stations really.
I was just gonna say, I'm
You
kind of
should be
bummed
able
that
to.
the faction Fortizars don't drop shit.
I mean, besides being a place for new players to get started and for people to trade, HiSec is really just one giant storage facility.
Well, not anymore. But I mean, realistically,
It is.
like,
It is
if
just
you
an NPC
are-
station.
If you're leaving the game for any period of time and you've got your stuff in a structure, like, for one, if your group is not capable of defending said structure while you're gone, that thing can die anyways. Like, there's no change there. It's just making it so that it happens more quickly. And for two, if you don't fill that thing up with fuel so that you can keep it going, and I understand the bug or whatever, the exploit, but I would argue that if that was the case, if that it could be proven, it could be support ticket related. And
I mean, but they're AFK, right? Who
If
cares?
actually an exploit, I think you're right, Redline. That they would probably reimburse.
I mean,
that.
it sounds like an exploit, right? But
I mean,
also
it's
thing
the
is,
intended
Well,
mechanic.
here's the interesting thing. The NPC stations, though, people are asking what is, like, what if they become jeopardized? And now the possibility is actually starting to look more real with TRIGLAVIAN. What's going to happen to the stations in Erebus? Let's actually ask that question.
Did the TRIGLAVIANs kill a station or something?
I don't think they have, but I have a feeling that they will, or that they might. Something could happen. That's something that we have to bring up.
We'll take them over and lock you out of it.
Or blow up an NPC station.
I mean, with the amount of TRIGLAVIAN presence in Erebus and now in Vale,
I think it's safe.
will they go on to destroying stations? Like, what's next? If Concord can't respond, who can?
I think it's safe to assume that anything that was introduced to the game more than 10 years ago would probably wreck if anything was changed, made in the code. So I don't see. That's my reasoning.
I mean, they changed Sinos, right?
that is true. They did that.
They're getting rid of
But, like,
passcode.
Functionality, though.
I don't
They
think
changed
that.
outposts. So I mean, maybe
I
they
don't-
will be stations.
Yeah, but
I just
then
don't look. There's
everything
no
got-
reason for them to blow up. There's
There's
no
not,
reason
but
for
doesn't
them
mean they
to
won't.
allow NPC outposts to blow up. I just don't see the point.
But I
That's-
could see them being converted into TRIGLAVIAN
So-
outposts.
At
Oh,
least,
sure.
Maybe,
I found
yeah. But
For me-
I did thought I should bring that up because then next thing you know, someone's gonna come up and say, hey, yeah, what if NPC stations get destroyed by TRIGLAVIAN invasions? And I'm like, well, at that point, the only safe place would be Jita because we know nothing is gonna happen to Jita under any circumstance. Nothing already happens there. Jita is truly the safest place to store items. I mean, there's no wormholes, there's no invasions. It's literally impossible for anything to happen within that system because they've hard programmed.
Okay, so Rain just posted the original
So-
thing. So that was never a thing with this
If a
abandoned structure
structure,
stuff.
if a structure survives through a whole vulnerability repair cycle and transitions back to the shield vulnerability phase, then the service modules will automatically attempt to re-online themselves, provided there is fuel. This is important in order to ensure that a full power structure with sufficient fuel cannot be prematurely forced into the abandoned state.
Alright, so the one that I was looking at, it's probably just so when you online the services, it takes way more fuel than just keeping them on, right? So it must have been running low on fuel. and then the
Yeah.
onlining
Oh.
thing just
The
made a run.
mining process takes less fuel than any structure will consume during its reinforcement.
But basically, the gist of it is that it's been more than a month since this change was announced. Like this is back in April, right, when the change was announced, and now it's June, and we're still like, and people are still like, we didn't hear about it. I mean, honestly, I think one of the big concerns is that sub numbers tank, but I mean, those people probably weren't subscribed anyway, or do you think they were, and just kind of
Aren't there more people sub now than there were like 6 months ago?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this would have any impact on the sub numbers simply because the people who are affected by this or don't have subscription, they probably wouldn't rejoin. So that's kind of negates itself, I guess.
This is going to affect the returning players' numbers. I'm going to guess that long term, the returning players are going to log in. They're going to see their stuff that they believe to be safe, that they did everything that was right to make it safe at the time, was suddenly just taken away from them without most likely without a warning on their emails, because a lot of people didn't receive them. And they're going to see this, and they're going to log off, and they're silently going to leave. The silent majority of people who return aren't going to return because of this update. And
I don't see it.
That's what I see.
I don't see it. You figure out how to play Eve to the point that you can gather 100 billion plus in assets, and you lose. Well, okay, great. Well, I'll just make it again. If I want to come back to play the game, it's not because I want to go look at the shit that I've got. I'm not Scrooge McDuck going swimming in my vault.
I will
wanna
say
go
there's
play
like
the game.
there's a certain type of Eve player, right? So here's one of the ones that I felt really guilty about, right? I killed a guy's structure. He was running like he was in high sec. It had no station. It was a rattlesnake. He put every cool mod on it that he could want. Like he put Dread Grist as everything, and they're all Dread Grist. He's got Dread Grist as ammo. He just made it. It was his prize. It was the thing that he you could tell that he put so much effort into this. He was just an individual, right? So this is like his Eve world. He worked for it, and this is what represented it. If that was gone, I think he would be pissed and not want to play. He might say, "Oh, I can just make another one," which is fine, right? But the main question here is and this is something that I questioned on Talking in Stations too a little bit. So these guys are going to be gone. Okay, let's operate on the assumption that these people who thought the Citadels were safe are going to be mad that their stuff is gone, and they're not going to want to play anymore. What?
You're making it first off. So you just go through this round long story, right? And you're like, guy comes back and his rattlesnake and all this, and for a lot of people, they see that rattlesnake, that rattlesnake may have been the reason he quit playing. He may have finally reached the top of the mountain and said, "I've got my rattlesnake. Shit's good. I'm done. I won." And he might have
so if he's not willing to pick up on
and he's like, "I want to enjoy the experience of climbing up that mountain again."
All right, so okay. So I was rambling a little. Let's say that guy never comes. He comes back, sees it, never logs in again. Do you think Eve is better off without that guy, right? So he's an Eve player. We'll just do some generalizations. He's an Eve player that started in the last 3 years. He played the game where asset safety was a huge mechanic, Citadel proliferation was huge, and things all over the game were very safe. Do you think the game is better with him not being there anymore?
I have assumed his stuff would be safe to begin with, right?
Here's
if he had to worry about this stuff, then he would
not right? Obviously, the game is better if he's there. Eve as a game is better for every player that is. But that also ignores the assumption that, hey, maybe the guy who got his rattlesnake keeps playing because now he has a rattlesnake, or maybe the guy that when he does come back, he does keep playing because he lost his rattlesnake and he wants to take that ride and that journey of going up the mountain.
That is the kind of player that I would want back. If you pose that generalization, you pose this hypothetical Eve player, but what the Eve player is doesn't matter. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter. But how the Eve player chooses to react to what happens is
what
key.
You're saying is if he can't pull himself up by the bootstraps, he's not worth Eve, is what you're saying?
Well, no. What
I'm going to say is, and all his shit's in asset safety now. So he's going to pay
100%.
that fee to get it out.
One
I
at
mean,
a time.
to afford
One
it.
at a time.
Yeah,
One
one
at
at
a
a
time.
time.
No,
Yeah.
what I'm
If
trying
you
to
can't
say.
afford it, then you're gone.
Let me finish, please. What I'm trying to say is that we know 100% unequivocally that EVE players are significantly more resilient to loss and tragedy than the average video game player. We know this for a fact. Everybody's seen those stats. Hilmar's talked about those stats. EVE players are resilient. So when you tell me that, oh, this guy lost a rattlesnake, he'll never come back, I call bullshit.
No. So my question wasn't a gotcha type thing, right? It was an honest question. Do you think? So let's just say this rattlesnake guy is a hypothetical player. Do you think Eve is better off with this hypothetical player who only stays in high sec in a small social group, gets like personal wealth that he then stores and doesn't risk
I
it?
think the game is better with more people playing, but that is
However,
not the question that matters.
If this hypothetical Eve player reacts in a way where he goes on the forums, he goes on Reddit, and he's like, "Oh, someone killed my rattlesnake. I demand to be reimbursed for this change that I didn't know was coming because I blocked CCP no reply emails." If he does that, then please just fuck off. But if he comes back and he says, "You know what? This is fucked up. I lost this ship that I worked really hard for, but I came back because I wanted to play this game and I enjoy this game even with the risks that it entails," then hell yeah, dude, welcome back to EVE Online.
Yeah, that's I would make that case. Like I think if hypothetical rattlesnake guy turns out to be like this whiny dude who doesn't want to come back anymore, I think you can make the argument that the game is better without him.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
don't need
I
more
mean-
people in locals screaming after they lose the ship. Like,
Have
you
we-
fucking
that's the same
cancer
as, like-
toxic monkey, you killed my rattlesnake. Just get
Have
out.
we forgotten that Eve is a game? Have we forgotten that Eve is a game, not a job? That we shouldn't be constantly worried about.
That's a fair point. You know, I'm now that I've actually.
Luigi, I believe you've spoken over me. Have we forgotten
No,
that it's a game that we should be able to quit and return
Spoke
to?
over me, Rich.
Under
Rich, if it's just a
under
game, then who
circumstances
gives a
of
shit if
safe.
you lose stuff?
I don't know. I mean,
Who
I
cares?
played plenty of other games. When I log back into RuneScape, I still have my full rune set right there. No other game, it seems, no other game except EVE Online punishes you for putting real life above EVE at this point. If I want to put
But
real
that's
life
the
above
game.
EVE, that's a game. The game is to punish people who put their real lives before EVE that may have to
No.
take a break, either
Well,
voluntarily or
Rich,
It's not.
involuntarily.
It's Rich.
Technically-
If I credit card a Titan and lose it 3 days later, is that bad? Is it?
Did you
am
lose
I a
it-
bad player because
Did
I
you
did
lose it
that?
through your fault, or did you lose it through no fault of your own? If you lost it because you were gating it, that's
I did what the FC told me to do.
that's the
and I
FC's
lost
fault.
it.
Look, if you did
But
it,
it doesn't matter. The
following
point is,
if
but the
you did
point
it-
is, I had an impact in Eve that was negative because I played the game. I'm not crying for reimbursement. I'm not freaking out and saying, "Oh my God, it's not fair. This shouldn't be allowed to happen." The whole point is, this is a game about loss, and I think Villy summed it up pretty well. This is a game about loss. People in this game, you're going to lose shit. If you're coming back to the game, and the only reason you're coming back is that you can look through all the cool stuff you accumulated the last time you played, I just don't. That doesn't strike me as an Eve player. I don't think Eve players think that way. I think they come back because they're coming back because they want to try something new to see what else is in the game, or they're coming back for their friends, or they're coming back because they got a ping and now there's something fun to do. I don't see them coming back and worrying about what happened to their stuff. I'm willing to bet just as easily as Elise is that the rattlesnake guy totally forgot he even had that rattlesnake and won't miss it when he comes back.
There's zero chance about that.
That's
one.
absolutely
So,
fucking ridiculous, bro.
I am. Hold on. Wait. I am putting a poll in chat because I'm curious. Because you talk about Eve being a game of loss, and I need to know if you didn't have the risk. So, like, let's say that you have a really expensive ship that you want to go out and you play it with. Now, you don't have an infinite supply of ISK, right? But you have this really expensive ship. Do you get nervous when you fly it? Would you get
Course you
nervous if you
wouldn't.
dropped it on like a bunch of enemies?
Redline. I can afford anything in this game, and I still get the shakes when I have a ship that I don't want to lose, and I'm looking like I'm going to lose it. I have this Kiki that I completely blinged out as a joke, and I took it out on a fleet with FRT, and we went to FRT space, and I almost died, and I was shaking the whole time. It was the first time I got the shakes playing even like 3 years.
So I want to know what chat
Yeah, of
thinks,
course.
too. because that kind of goes into it. Like, if you didn't have that sense of like, holy shit, I could lose everything that I have. Like, one time I put all of my ISK into a 10 billion ISK Marshall. The only drop that I ever participated in was I dropped it on a bunch of procurers, and the second the first one died, I MJD'd off and warped away because I was fucking terrified of losing that ship because that was all of my assets, and I cannot afford any ship in the game.
And then don't do that
No,
because
no, no,
then
no,
you
no, no.
get nothing
Because
killed.
if I
Why the
didn't,
fuck Marshall?
if I didn't have that choice, if I didn't have the ability to come into the game and to lose everything that I have invested over the last 2 years, I probably wouldn't play at all.
Can I make a point that I don't think anyone here has brought up yet? But there are some things, and I know the topic of like AT ships and unique comes up, but that's not what I mean when I say this. But there are some things in this game that I find are, especially with the whole Eve is real and some stuff you can't replace, etc. But there are some things in this game, and I know I have some of these where if I lose it, I can literally never get it back. So I have friends who have quit or have passed away, and I have a ship that is specifically their name that you cannot create unless you have that character, which obviously if they quit, you cannot get. Same with so Stunt Flores was banned. I have some of his corpses, or CCP corpses, for example, and the dev has quit or something like that.
That's priceless.
But
yeah.
but like
Now, where
so
do
like
you
when it
store
least
those?
brings up Jita or somewhere
You see, there you go. Good thinking.
But think of take the Raven or this whatever Raven
State
rattlesnake
issue?
example. No, the rattlesnake
rattle-
example. Right. So what if that was this dude's long lost whoever the fuck like relative friend or whatever, and they quit and he will never see them again, and that was like his last memento to them. And to maybe
Don't leave it in a citadel.
this Joe Schmo nobody is like, I have no idea what the fuck these game mechanics are. Here's something I dock in. Eve says if you're docked, you're safe. So he, not realizing how this game works, docked it, and now he's lost it forever to some other random dude who flew through and was like, hey, I want to loot this stuff. Right?
I mean,
like,
Chad, you
Yeah,
have the
that's my
skills
point.
just to sit, just to sit in a rattler. You need like enough skills that would take a little bit of game time that you'd realize
No,
that
I
docking in
have
one station is a little different
no,
than the other.
I have a relative who has played this game for 2 years, and I've had to explain asset safety to him because he was very upset that his best friend betrayed him in this game, and he didn't have access to the Citadel. And I had to explain to him his best friend did not own that Citadel, and that it was not his fault, and that he had to click the asset safety button in order to get all of his stuff back. Because he has played for literally 2 years with somebody like me who is a prominent figure in the community, and I cannot get through to him how the game works with some things. Some people just don't understand the game. The game is extremely complex, and the only thing that makes it worth learning is the community, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of players out there who do not have that connection and who do not understand that part of the game.
I just
Guy
want
that
to
comes
add
back,
that if the only thing that you
the
have,
guy that comes back
the only
finds all of
fundamental
his shit in asset safety, right? Is that any different? He still lost that ship, right? If he doesn't have the IS to get it back out, does he stay and play? We're assuming that everyone who comes back and finds their stuff in asset safety says, fuck it, I'll pay the fee, and I stay playing the game. I guarantee a lot of those players quit anyway also. Because it's expensive to get expensive shit out of asset safety. If you don't have a lot of ISK.
But it's less expensive than having it gone forever, right? Like, that's the thing.
It is, but I guarantee not everybody who comes back
You
stays.
argue against straw mans and like these edge cases. The reality is, for 99% of people, this is not a significant. Can we all agree on that?
I think that no, I do not agree at all. I think if you live in a block or you're in a large alliance or a medium-sized alliance, you were fine. You can go AFK. I talked to a bunch of dudes who used to be in PL. They messaged me when they read this PC Game article. They're like, yo, is my shit safe? I was like, yeah, we unanchored all the structures that we didn't want, and that pushes an asset safety. You're fine. They're like, okay, cool. So if you were in an alliance like that, if you were in TES, if you were in Goons, if you were in PL, if you were in Init, you were fine. If you were in a 5 to 10 man corp, you were forgotten about because like it's your own shit that you have to fuel. Like the fact that the argument is, well, you should have known better. It's a Citadel. It explodes. You should have known one day CCP would change their mind is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And the fact that CCP emailed, a lot of people didn't get this email. I love killing people. I'll kill people for everything they have. However, it has to me. If I kill you, most likely it's through a fault of your own. You undocked, you walked to a combat site, something. But I never want to kill somebody and take their stuff when they lost it through no fault of their own. That's that's not the spirit of
Then
Eve.
don't blow up citadels. You got it.
I haven't blown
If
it.
that's your personal conviction, that's perfectly fine.
I think
People
that
do
if
know
people actually cared about their
didn't
stuff, they
get
would
an
actually
email.
pay attention to the game and like
That
actually,
too.
check
Well,
in
maybe
once in a while and say, "Hey,
There's
is this
some
update gonna fuck up my?"
There's some cases because there's like the guy who got deployed, I think.
Yeah.
There's guys that
Hey,
got
look.
deployed. There's guys that have to put real life before Eve, either voluntarily or forcibly. To be perfectly honest, this update incites people to RMT their way out at this point because fuck, why would you even keep all your assets here? Liquidate it,
I was
RMT it.
You
gonna
just put it in
disappear
an
for-
NPC station like every normal person has done for a decade.
Yeah, for a decade when Citadels didn't exist, really, dude. Come on. If you started playing when Citadels were safe versus playing when NPC stations were safe, what's the difference, right? Like you thought Citadels were safe.
Citadels weren't really safe. I mean, wormholes never
They
had
literally
it.
said they're safe. They literally said these are
Not
better.
everywhere.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Okay,
If you
that's-
owned a POS and a T2 BPO, you could leave your T2 BPO in a station and remote build on it in a POS. CCP said, "Yo, these Citadels are an improvement. This is better. Your shit will be safe. We've got this asset safety thing. Don't worry about it." If they didn't say that asset safety thing, I wouldn't have any moral quandaries with this at all.
BPO thing really is the
Here's
thing because
maybe I'm biased because I lived in a wormhole where I do have to live with that threat of losing everything.
Yeah, because they told you like straight out. They told you the initial rule is there's no asset safety in wormholes. Like they
It
said
makes
that.
fucking sense for no reason. So it's like, all right, well, maybe it's going to change, and maybe everyone's going to have the same thing happen to us.
there are a lot of indie people who are going to have some pretty big problems with this, or already have had really big problems with this, just because the nature of it is the BPOs have to be put into a structure to do the things that they need to do with them, and then if they leave the game for whatever X amount of time, they come back, all their shit's gone. That's kind of going to suck for them. And also, my friend just kind of messaged me with the point that they're actually kind of difficult to replace as well. So I get that. At the same time, nothing stops you from being like, oh, dude, I got to leave the game for 6 months and then just pack up all your shit and put it someplace that it's not going to explode.
I was going to disappear for like 6 to 8 months for something that I cannot control.
all
That would
your
probably be my account. That would have someone look over my account, either or.
All right,
just
so
put my shit in.
here's one edge case, right? Like, and I get it. Like, okay, if I leave the game for a while, I don't know how long I'm going to be leaving for. The copy time for an Erebus is 80 days, right? So a Titan, if you want to make a copy of a Titan BPO, it's 80 days. You could have started a copy. The devlog could have come out. The mechanics could have come out. Like, if you started the day before the devlog came out, your Citadel could have been at risk the whole time, like without you knowing.
Cancel the copy.
Yeah, but let's say you put it in and then didn't check Eve again, right? Like that's how short of a time period we're talking about.
News. If you're a builder, you should keep up on the news. Supply and demand. You want to fill the demand. You gotta know what's going to happen to the supply.
We're living in the middle of a pandemic right now. Somebody could one day, somebody coughs on them. They're in the hospital for long enough for a Citadel to go out of power and go into abandoned mode. This is and the timing of everything.
No.
Look,
If these live events happen, then they should not be worrying about fucking Eve. Eve is the least of their problems. I don't understand why they would put so much value on some fucking pixels they can easily replace versus
Because Eve is
IRL
real.
events.
What persistence says.
But because Eve is real. But I want to make this very clear. I love this update. I like the idea to be able to clear out these structures. I love it. However, the way it was executed, it's a fucking travesty to old Eve players. It's a travesty to anybody who wants to put real life before Eve.
What do you mean, old Eve players?
At some point, they can
Asset safety's only been around for 4 years.
Yeah, 4
2016,
years.
not an old Eve player. You're a BTEC R baby. Come on.
You're gonna gatekeep what defines somebody who's an old Eve player now.
You're going
Yes,
to
Rich,
try and
I'm going
gatekeep what
to.
determines, if something is good or bad.
At the end of the day, it's just people, prioritizing what's actually, more important to them. If they actually want to, put more importance to their Eve stuff, fine. They can just pay attention to the game and follow what's updated, right? So they can actually, take care of their stuff. And, it's not that difficult to replace. Yeah, it's going to take some time, but, that's the game. What do you expect?
I expect better. No other game does this, and the fact that CCP has suddenly decided to do
No
this is
other
absolutely
game
fucking
has
ridiculous.
lost mechanics like Eve. The whole point of Eve is that this is the game where if you blow stuff up, it's gone, and and the other guy can take it. I mean, that's what makes Eve different
Yeah,
than
but
every
here's
other
the thing.
MMO.
Here's the thing about that, right? That's what makes Eve great, because I can kill someone else's stuff. I can make it so someone loses, and they lose because of me. I can outsmart them when they're in space. I can outsmart them in various other ways. This isn't outsmarting someone. This is capitalizing on someone that didn't read a dev blog, right? I fully believe.
You mean
right,
somebody didn't
that
know about the
CCP
role changes?
You read the blog, they didn't.
I fully believe CCP wanted to have this as one of their marquee announcements at FanFest, where it would like reverberate through the community, everyone would know about it, people would be informed, right? But obviously that couldn't happen. So they put it on a dev blog, which, dude, I don't know if you read every dev blog for every game you play, right?
Well,
Like
the
I
same, no,
don't.
the same people who pay attention to FanFest actually play the game instead of being AFK for six.
That's a horrible lie, dude. That's a horrible lie. Look at, okay, so I'll just say the last FanFest that was in Reykjavik, there were like 130 PL people there. Of those, I would say 40 people were subbed to the game. So the narrative that, oh, if you watch FanFest, you are an active Eve player is total bullshit that you're literally just making up.
This whole argument is put because this wasn't meant to be a FanFest thing, so.
Even if it wasn't, here's the deal. Okay, I played WoW since 2004. I played Lord of the Rings. I played Elder Scrolls. I played pretty much every single MMO, including some that I spent hours and hours and hours in that are now shut down and I have access to nothing. If I were to decide to go back to WoW tomorrow, not classic, but like the original, and go look at I have no idea what stuff I have on the account. If I decide I want to go play, it's because I want to go play. I'm going to assume that time has passed. Whatever I had is either been nerfed, is obsolete, or whatever. I'm going to have to go back and relearn how to play the game. So I'm not worried about my stuff. I don't know why in a game where you can lose everything, we are all of a sudden freaking out about the idea that people are losing stuff.
It's not that they're losing stuff, it's how they're losing the stuff.
Elise, if a guy goes AFK on a gate in high sec because he's got to take his wife to the hospital because she's pregnant, and somebody blows up his orca, should he get that reimbursed?
No, he shouldn't. He was out in space where you risk everything.
But it wasn't his fault.
You hit the undock button. The mechanics of the game. You hit the undock button.
He didn't ask for his wife to decide to go into labor while he was playing Eve. This is the point. This is the point. When we get to that level of hypothetical, you can craft any kind of scenario to make it seem like something's not
you
fair.
can't, because he hit the undock button. These other people didn't hit the undock button.
It doesn't. So what's the difference?
They hit the undock.
They had to hit the undock button to put their shit in that station, right? Suddenly you dock up and you're immediately safe from everything. That's not Eve. At least not in a Citadel.
Why is it different in a Citadel? They told me it was safe in a Citadel.
They told you that if stuff could blow up, your Citadel can blow up, your stuff will get sent to asset safety, you'd have to pay a tax on it, and then you have to try to find a way to move it from low sec. I've got some random frickin' 5-year-old ship that I can't get out of some low sec station because I can't find a way to get over there without it getting destroyed. So I just let it sit there. It's been sitting there for like 5 years. It doesn't. I don't care. I can't use it. I'm never going to use it. It's some nester or some bullshit that I'm not going to use. So in the end, people knew that if they put stuff in player-owned structures, those structures could go boom someday. And yes, the fact that it's all gone now and it's not just sitting in asset safety, yes, that's a change. And I can understand why people will get mad about it. But if they're so butt blasted about that they're not going to come back to play, they're going to turn their back on the reason they decided to come back, and I guarantee you it wasn't because of their stuff, then that's fine. Okay? I would rather have I'd rather lose that person and give content to 1,000 other people who are having fun and are paying subscriptions than sit around here worrying about that one guy and what happens to him. And frankly, and I say this, having not blown up a single abandoned structure that wasn't owned by the goons, and we were doing it to help, and I haven't gotten a dime out of doing this mechanic. So, there you go.
Here.
You guys hit the undock button on my heart.
Yo,
Just
Billy,
This
what
is
were
where I
you saying?
disagree, Bill, because if I went back to RuneScape and I found all of my stuff gone and I found all my stats missing and all of the progress and all the time I spent, and when I believed that I could just simply put my real life ahead of the game and everything would be safe, just like CCP's 4-year pillar that they've and etched in stone that they've put up suddenly changes, and I had never got an email about it, which a lot of people didn't, I'd be pretty damn fucking pissed. I'd be very angry that all that progress and every effort, every moment I've spent was all gone. Well, without even a proper warning, without anything grandfathered in.
So I will say,
I play RuneScape. I get what you're saying, but like the bank has always been there, and in the scope of Eve, it's almost 20 years old. It's only 4 years. You can blow them up. I think the writing's on the wall, and also, having lived. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I've lived in a place where there's no asset safety, and so I have this habit of moving my shit out when I don't want it gone. But that's just me.
Okay, and I'll stop after this one point. I'll stop talking about this because I know it's clear I'm in the minority of this one. All the E-vets are like, just harden the fuck up. Who cares? Like, I get it. Whatever. I must be like becoming soft in my old age. But what if, right? Steam, if you didn't log in a year, deleted all of your games. Like, just removed all of your games or ones that you hadn't played in a year. They just deleted, and you had to repurchase, not re-download, but repurchase. Would you be okay with that?
You pay $60 to purchase the license to the game. That's an actual item. Actually you have to pay with real dollars. You don't have to pay real dollars to get some pixels in this,
Okay,
game.
no, it's a hypothetical. You don't have to. You don't have to say, "Oh, you purchased a license. Who cares?" Right? Would you be upset if you didn't log into Steam for a year and all your games were deleted and you had to repurchase?
I wouldn't buy things on Steam then.
I wouldn't buy stuff from Steam in the first place.
There you go.
And
That's
here's
it.
the thing.
I
Here's
think it
the
could change to that. I don't know. Some of them I'd be mad about. Some I wouldn't be mad about. It depends on the game, I guess.
True, fucking
Okay,
true, dude.
Team
I wish
Well,
somebody would
you
clear
can
up my
delete
fucking
games.
Steam.
You can delete games like from your
Yeah,
library.
you can.
You
Here's
can.
the thing,
If you
though.
don't know, you can.
Fucking
Curiosity
can
question.
be.
Here's the thing, though. At least the answer to your question, that's completely two different things. Like, it's night and day. It's oranges and apples, because you don't someone, I didn't see who said it, but you don't have to pay real money to get shit in EVE Online. You have to pay real money to get stuff in Steam, and if you choose to pay real money for stuff in EVE and you lose it, that's still your choice.
Well,
But
until 4 years ago, you had to pay real money to have a subscription, right?
Redline, do
Yeah,
you want
that's
me
to
to
play
take
the
away your
game.
Team Fortress 2 items? Do you want me
Yeah,
to
that's to
take
play
away
the game
your
at all.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 levels? You want me to take away everything you don't have?
Curiosity.
Talking about
Shut up.
That'd give a better
Curiosity question.
tell you
So,
crap.
have you guys played a game like Ark or Rust or one of the Daisy mods or any of those games where when you
But
log
they
out?
wipe every month? No,
No,
that's why I
not
don't
that
play
you
them.
wipe. Not that it
Well,
wipes.
yeah,
It's
that's why
you
I
log
don't play
out.
them.
It's you log out and your character is still floating in whatever world it may be. So I think of Ark and I log out and it pisses me off. Some creature spawns in my base, kills me, kills all my dinosaurs, half destroys my base, and I log in and it's just I'm a naked dude waking up on the beach and all I have are my SP or whatever the hell points they're
That's
called.
why Ark sucks dick.
Well, that's
Thank
because
you.
you play
Same
Ark,
way
you
in
begin
Rust.
Ark
Thank you.
with that basis.
But imagine that, but in Eve. Would you continue to play Eve if you were oh, I logged out in my Citadel/station and now I logged in and
we already played that.
Okay, hold on. Now, let me tell you a fucking story. All right. So here's the story. There used to be, and Cartoon Network made a game called Fusion Fall, and this was my childhood, right? I would go home to my friends in fucking middle school or high school, or whatever, and I would play with them. And I spent a lot of time on this game, and I got to pretty good point where I really enjoyed the game, but I had to stop because of real life stuff, right? So then they shut down the servers, and I come back a year or two later saying, "Hey, let's relive this," and it's all gone. But it's okay, all right, things come and go. What do you expect? At the end of the day, it's just about being persistent, I guess.
Yeah, man, I'll never get my Club Penguin house back. And
Yeah,
you know what? I don't
exactly.
give a
But
fuck. Dude.
who cares? You didn't have to, pay real money to do that. It's not really, actually valuable if you think about it. It's just, things come and go.
Any hobby that you go away from, whether in real life or video game, that you abandoned for 6 years, if you come back to it and expect it to be exactly the same as it was when you left, that's dumb.
I expect to be
Okay,
able
then
to
I can say
continue
the
off.
same thing about people
No
who
matter what
leave
it is,
E for 3 years.
or
I don't-
broken.
I don't expect the game to be the same, but I expect to be able to continue off where I left off and where
It's a
start off where
sandbox,
I
though.
left.
It's a sandbox, though.
Put your shit in Jita. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, they
Do what
should.
we wormholers have been doing for fucking years now.
All
All
right,
right.
I'm
You
gonna
just-
start go to
That's all I'm
service.
saying.
You send all your stuff for me. I'll hold on to it for you, and then I'll give it back when you come.
That sounds like a scam. You know
I mean,
what else
there
is
was
a scam?
a guy who tried to run an Eve bank, and I think he scammed everyone or something.
Yeah,
You
that was
guys,
a few
you
years
guys
ago.
know what else is a scam? This next part of the show, which is going to be, and we can go back to talking about whatever you want to afterwards. But last week we promised that there would be a 1v1 duel
Oh, right.
between Rich and myself. And I think we're ready to do that. Rich, are you ready
Wait.
to fight?
Shall we
The
ready to
campaign-
undock?
Wait, Redline, didn't you skip someone's ad time redemption?
I did, and then I also removed that from the redemption
Oh my
queue.
god. Scam. Scammed.
Do we have ads?
I returned his points to him. He can put them on a different reward if he wants. Anyways, so what Rich and I are gonna do, we're gonna do a it's gonna be best of 3, 1v1 in Tech 1 frigates. Now it should be known that I've already beaten Rich in this once. I'm gonna see if I can do it again. And Rain and Geronix are gonna cast it for us. Right, guys?
I think so. I might need to go and find some brain cells somewhere, but yeah.
All right, perfect.
You
So
ready
I'm
to
gonna
undock?
Going to
transition
link
to
the
this.
casting, right?
Huh?
Oh, there you had going to somebody else's site.
Nah, it's gonna be like radio, dude. We'll just grab everything to you.
No, it's gonna be on video. All right, so I'm gonna choose this ship first. Don't tell Rich,
Did
okay?
that ship spin counter just say 682?
All
Are
right.
you ready to undock,
Did that
I'm
Redline?
just say
undocking,
what I
dude.
think it said?
I'm undocking as well.
Hey, meta ships? Oh.
Oh, so we're gonna see the
How many times have you spun your ship in this time that we were talking?
691 actually.
691.
All right.
I
Before
swear I
Rich is
saw
gonna
the number
fucking
down there for a second. I was like, wait, hold the fuck up. Did that just say 600 something?
Yeah, it was
Jesus
691.
fucking Christ. Damn.
All right, Rich,
we're
warp to
bored.
blue.
Oh, look, some guy's
Okay.
flexing his Thunderchild.
Oh, really?
what?
Oh, we gotta talk about the new ships. Oh,
Oh,
after this.
look, they're fucking shit. Okay, conversation's done.
All right.
No,
Are we
no, we're
ready
not
to
done for
warp
that.
in? Are we ready to warp
Warping
in at
at
range?
range.
Yep,
Three.
warping in.
2, 1. Warping at 0.
I'm not warping. 0, fuck that shit, motherfucker. What the fuck you mean?
You guys work from the same beacon?
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay.
Rich came from red too.
Okay, count it down.
We gotta lock you guys. Breaking bones.
Yeah, break in ball, please.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Go on go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Why'd you go
3,
from 10, dude?
2, 1, go. I did it
Why'd
because
you-
that's normally what we do with the tournament.
Oh,
I
go,
did
come
it.
on.
Rich
All right,
is
so
using
Rich is
the-
burning in while Redline's attempting to
Wait,
kite
are
away. He's
we
really good at it.
boundarying? Are we worrying
there's a
about
bound-
boundaries?
Yeah, 125, 125. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You
fair.
can't just burn away in a straight line. Like,
Keep
but
it
Rich is
together.
using the classic right-click approach maneuver here. Redline's made a turn.
Oh,
Rich
he
is still
webbed
using
me.
the approach. It's okay. You probably slingshot him if you keep. Nope.
Oh, I saw those
Maybe.
missiles hit. Oh, barely any damage. So Rich would be what? Light missile fit?
I
Or
think,
those rockets?
Nah, Rich is
Those
rocket.
rockets? Oh, those are rockets.
Yeah. This is an intense space battle here between two spaceships.
Through that. Oh, he might kill me this time. I'm just gonna AFK for now. Where's the
Talk about
boundary,
the
by the way?
Can you talk about the importance of hotkeys?
Or their lack of.
Yeah, well, the importance of hotkeys and yeah, how they did not get exploited in this particular match.
All right, Rich wins the first round. Congrats, Rich.
Good job,
Almost-
Rich.
How did
Well,
you
thank
bring a
you.
point?
There it is. Rich Richmond won.
Whoever just said that, I'm thinking the same damn thing.
What?
Wait, why would you bring a point, not a scram?
Why'd you fit a point, not a scram?
You know what? He probably copied the community fitting like he did last time.
I mean, I literally just
Pioneered.
the same shit I used last time.
Dude,
So
come on! It's the real deal. At least put some effort into it. Like, come on.
Fine.
Jeez.
So, Rain, what do you think about that epic
Like a
space
red
battle
line
we
in
just
Rome.
saw?
I think if Redline had played it a little better with his manual piloting, you could have maybe avoided attack.
I
Should he
agree.
have Q moved?
Uh,
I hear that's the hotness.
I hear double clicking in space is a good idea. But I think Rich may have used the old shift click on his module to get some heat on his micro warp drive, and that's what it looks like it happened.
Oh, we got a pull request in the chat. Hold up. I guess we'll do this real quick.
Good poll.
If you don't pull your shit, your stuff is forfeit. I don't. Is that a? We'll just do true or false. True or false?
True.
I guess.
Right.
Okay, my content does not meet guidelines, which is cute. Twitch, thanks for being fucking Nick
Oh, yeah.
Jr. in this motherfucker.
Ooh. Really sure? Damn,
Yeah.
Twitch is really
Nick
getting...
Jr. type stuff in here. All right, let's go for the second one. What am I gonna fly? I got it.
That's what you should have polled, dude.
What? What I should have
The
flown?
polled, yeah.
All right, I'll pull the next one. I mean, this is the only other one I have, right? So.
It looks like he's going with a. It
So
looks
you
like
need
a
a
shot.
skin before you undock. You need
Okay,
to get
that's
a skin.
probably
That's
why I lost. That's probably why I
Skins are
lost, right?
free.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get this one then.
remember,
Biosecurity
Just make
responder skin.
ship go faster.
You should both fight each other in battle ventures.
That was what I was gonna do.
Actually,
Then
looks
do
really
it.
cool.
Yeah, but I can't buy it. It's not available. And this must be an Edencom ship, is it? Of course, it doesn't have attributes. Get this stupid purple one.
You get the biosecurity. That looks really cool.
You can't. I can't buy it. There's no orders.
Then I guess it's brand new.
That's what I'm saying.
Hunter's
There's
Quiver,
one
maybe?
in the station right
No,
there.
Snowline Blade Racer.
Am I missing something? When was the Breacher good?
Hello?
Dude, it's great.
Double tap.
Hold on, we'll see.
Double
I
tap
want to
breacher,
see.
dude.
Can you guys like not tell him what ship I'm flying? Jesus.
That's true. Well, you're
See,
streaming
yeah,
it.
he's flying a Marshall.
I am doing the honorable thing and not actually watching while this is going on.
Oh, that's adorable. You're so cute, Rich. Warp to the
Being
beach.
the
Yeah,
head of
you both should date.
Being
Why,
the
thank
best
you,
spy
Redline.
master
Think
in
you're
the
a match
game,
made
I
in
don't know what to
heaven.
believe.
Well,
Warp to the
Geronix,
beach.
I'm the new Eve player. I'm no longer the old one who believes in underhanded tactics and the most terrible things and that make Eve a
So you
No
don't-
longer
so-
the old one? You were never
Oh,
the old
man.
one, dude.
He was
don't-
founded on
What a
underhanded
joke.
tactics, dude. Jesus. Like
I mean,
literally,
yeah,
the
Eve is
entire
entirely
game,
underhand.
the entire game's history is like saturated with underhanded tactics. That's almost the entire point of the
He's
game.
been proud of that
Here's
over
an
the years.
interesting element
Yeah,
of
that's why I started playing it.
Which I think is so
Gamer.
funny considering how
I'm in a-
people feel about this whole asset safety.
All right, Rich,
Really?
we're out. We're out here, dude.
All right.
So, Rich, you don't condone this Citadel bashing bullshit at all, then, at any level?
Well,
Other people do it, but when he does it, it's okay.
Oh.
I was just
I've-
wondering because Flagons have actively done it, and I was just curious if.
I think
if
we've only done
you
one.
Nah, you've done two. I've had a look. I was just curious.
Two. I believe one of the.
Approximately-
Actually, hold on. I believe one of them is
no,
wormhole space, and we did
no.
it before.
Listen,
Right, ready to
I'm
warp
looking
in?
at Zedko, dude. Your corp's done two, and I'm just curious if you feel that strongly about
Sure.
it, then surely you'll leave.
Hold on a second.
Was he
Arena-
on the mails though? Did he,
I'm
did
warping
he
now.
No, he
partake?
wasn't. No, he
Okay,
didn't.
then no, don't blame him. He's not in charge.
I'm not.
Of it.
I'm just asking him the question. I'm not blaming him.
It's distracting him so Redline wins. Is that the?
Well, I want to see
Oh,
match
you're just
3.
fucking
You see.
filibustering.
I want to see match 3, guys. You gotta get the hype. Come on now. Play the...
Gerald, you want
Well,
to do
this
the
is some juicy shit.
Redline,
Hold on.
stop moving, dude. You're
Rich,
breaking.
if-
breaking info.
Oh
Rich,
my
if
god.
the train leaves the station at 9 o'clock, moving east.
Calculate the
Okay,
mass of the sun. Right. All
Right.
right. Go. Right. You ready, Rain? Do you want to alternate?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, right. All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Rich being poor, he doesn't have a skin. But the
And
Kestrel's
there is a immediate warp scramble attempt from the breacher vessel onto the Kestrel.
missiles are hitting. The breachers, I think most of them are hitting. Not very.
After 7 seconds, Redline finally locks up target.
And we're seeing that's a medium shield extended Kestrel right there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Full buffer.
Totally a fit.
Will
it's good, but we'll have to
will,
see.
will the dual tank breacher beat this?
Oh shit! I'm
thick
about to go
Kestrel?
down right now.
Someone's gonna heat.
Overheat your ansel, dude.
You're losing
gotta
it, dude. You're
heat.
losing.
You're not overheating.
Oh my god, red line. Oh my
Oh
god.
no! Oh no! I lost. Oh no, guys! I lost.
I haven't
Back-
really put the wrong
back in the
campuses
cage,
in
baby.
All
there.
right. Redline's throwing it.
What are
Back
you
in the
talking
throwing it.
about?
I don't
No,
think
no,
he's
he
throwing
threw it, and he's
You had
gonna
the wrong
he's gonna
capital
beat him like 3 times in a row now. He's just gonna go full try.
No, it was best of
Redline, would
three.
you like to do the final match as just for exhibition purposes?
Sure, bud. Let's do it.
embarrassing. I don't know if we want to see it.
You only
Well,
had 4.
No, he's gonna go try hard. He's gonna go full try hard. I know it.
What kind of cap boosters do you have in that, and what kind was it?
100s, and there was plenty.
Dude,
You're supposed to put 50s in them, aren't you?
yeah, you're supposed to put 50s, red line. We told you this last.
Oh no!
Redline, it's the real deal. No more of this community fit memeing.
But if anybody would like to purchase Redline's dignity from me, I am taking bids. I am taking offers.
How much?
I don't know that it's worth anything.
I'll trade you it for an exotic male dancer.
Can we
One
put
exotic
Redline?
male dancer.
Can we put his dignity inside of an Astra house and then blow it up in 15?
Villy, do we have any
Takes a week to
spare
cultivate.
Astra houses in your space that we could blow up?
No.
All right, let's see what ship are we gonna fly?
Villy doesn't know about Citadels. He's busy managing his bot empire.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, okay.
By bot empire, I mean playing ranked league without inviting me.
Oh yeah, true.
All right, he's throwing it.
Yes.
Don't
That's what I'm talking about.
tell him. Don't say what
Nah,
it is. But
Redline,
he's
I
throwing
believed in your first choice, dude.
Come
I
on,
believed in your
Redline.
first
Go with the
choice.
first choice. It was
First
good. It was
choice.
You can get yourself.
The
It was good,
blaster
trust me.
one? No.
No.
Yeah, the blaster one. That
No.
one.
The blaster one. Yeah.
Trust me.
No.
Trust
I'll
in
do this one.
us.
Could it be worse than the last two?
Yes.
Can't
I'm
be.
gonna do this one right here.
It can't be.
Be honest,
Alright,
if he
he's
had
gonna-
actually like pressed the buttons on the breacher, it actually could have went.
If he had the right nav charges, it would have worked for sure.
That too.
Imagine pressing the correct buttons.
If he boosted more
Imagine
than 4
actually.
times.
Imagine actually fighting.
Imagine having hotkeys.
All right, here we go.
Hotkeys or not,
Flipping your
imagine
weapon.
actually playing the game.
Dude, I have a trackball. I don't think you need to be good at the game to like be.
No, just
Wow,
not even
wow,
good at the
yeah,
game,
you're
just
really
playing,
useful.
like actually trying.
Trackball and still looted 400 bill worth
You
of
play with a
ammo.
trackball.
Yeah, dude.
Trackball.
Your
really
chunks
be
are
a
moving your
PvP
entire
expert, aren't
wrist.
you?
I'm just moving my thumb.
All right, you ready, Rich?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
Can you get an Elise Randolph trackball meme now?
Well, he's
please?
doing one
Yeah.
thing right.
Okay, yeah, I'm on it, boss.
He's doing one thing right.
All right, we're ready.
All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. I believe Rich or Redline has autocannons, right? I can't fucking see his guns.
Redline has lasers.
Oh, they are lasers. And he's
Laser.
immediately Rich must be the like remote
Rich
rep
is
or what,
fucking
the
paying
armor?
attention.
Remote rep. Hello.
Sorry, I fly Logi a lot. I just knew it was a rep.
Our
Is this the Aorus Porcupinus patented rift?
Are you paying for this fit, Rich?
Rich
Have you
came out with
paid-
a
Have
Tinker
you
bit.
paid your royalties, dude? Hello.
Rich is like trying to.
Okay, this is coming to a bit of a standstill. But the heat's getting pretty high.
Redline's
Nah,
full
it's
weight.
good.
Getting
No,
hot.
he's got more buffer than me.
The
Getting
Redline.
hot.
He's beaten me. 2-1, but It was a good game, and I am going to take offers for his remaining dignity.
Well, hold
In
on.
the
You didn't
best
even update. Wait, hold on. Red light. You didn't even update on the stream. It should be
Oh,
2 to
sorry.
2.
Yep, you're right. 2-1 now.
Bruh. Hey, don't pod him, okay? He didn't pod you.
What? What do you mean? I wasn't gonna pot him.
Mm-hmm. Clicking your guns and your scram
But
makes
I believe
plenty of
our debts are settled. Who wants to buy Redline's dignity on a 2-1?
How much?
I
You'd
know I
have
was hoping.
to,
taking
you'd have
all
to pay
offers.
me, dude. You'd have to pay me.
See, so Frugo
Oh.
says in chat that y'all are giving Reline too much street cred. His bad.
No, because he was actually
It's
kind of
true.
decent last week, and now he just doesn't care.
Classic Reline.
Reline,
Classic
dude.
Reline.
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 Very well,
Reline.
Geronix.
I
I
mean,
would
we can
like
make it.
you.
We can make it best of 5 if you want. If you're
What's
feeling
up, Rich?
frisky.
No, I believe there's more
Okay,
productive
fair enough.
discussions, like the eating condoms that we still need to
I know,
talk
I
about.
know, I
That
agree.
I'm
sounds
giving you Redline's
scared to me.
dignity, and
I
I would like
see.
you to pass it on to Aureus Polkas for providing me with such a beautiful kestrel fit.
Right. Can you link the kestrel fit for me?
Suetonia kestrel fit. Dude.
Yeah,
If
I
it's,
100% gonna be a
if it's Suetonia's kestrel fit, I'm gonna flip a bitch and I'm gonna make a Reddit post.
It's full officer
it-
fit. Just like you literally had to like get the things
It's
in
in
the
local.
game, and then get it mirrored, and
Let
then
me double check this.
Alright, casual, that's Suetonia. I think maybe except he might have a DC instead of a BCU.
Well, this is almost exactly the same as my kestrel fit, except mine's a little more tanky, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
This is Suetonia's fit?
Interesting. I don't
Pull
know.
up. I have his fit.
Anyways, back to the show. So we
Yes.
were talking about NPC stations and Triglavians and whether Triglavians would kill NPC stations, and that kind of leads into a topic that I really wanted to touch on because I haven't seen any of this stuff firsthand, so it's fascinating to me what the Triglavians are doing in space. So, Raravas, is that system completely done now?
I think there's more shit happening. Like the sun changes every time I log in.
It's in final liminality, so I think it's going to stay that way as it is implied by the description in like even the agents. Have you seen the pictures though of the stellar harvesting?
The stellar harvesting changes every day.
It's getting more and
Or
more
it
and
has
more.
been changing every day.
It's like super weird and it's cool. I think it's cool. And then Veil has also. It's not just Raravas. Veil has also fallen. The Scope did a news piece on this. And if any of you have seen the video, by the way, I recommend you do. Okay. The Scope did a news piece on the Raravas thing, and I don't know if any of you have seen it, but they also like to call the Capsuleers helping the Triglavians backstabbing, traitorous, all the very unpleasant. I was surprised by how partisan of a stance the Scope took on this, but I found it pretty funny. Backstabbing Capsuleers. Yeah, thank you, traitors.
Ooh.
So
Really
Raravas
I
is
like
done.
that. Yeah.
Raravas is done as far as like they can't. So Edencom can't come in and take it back.
Ever.
But-
Correct.
Ever. So it's permanently like that. Now, have they said anything about making it so that it's like permanently nullsec, like actual bona fide nullsec, like capitals and sinos and all that, or do we think it's still going to be this faux sec, which is what I'm calling it, faux sec?
It's
where
it's nullsec with benefits, I guess.
Ooh. With benefits. That's a new way of saying it.
Yes. The scope is fake news, apparently, according to ByteFlux in chat.
Amen.
Interesting.
They're pretty honest. They're a lot more honest than real life, but No,
Yeah.
they. I mean, it was very. I mean, this particular video was highly opinionated. I feel, but I found that.
I think you're just sensitive.
No, I just found it funny.
Uh-huh.
Good chuckle, and
I will
I
say
just wanted. I thought you maybe you'd find it funny.
The veil system, that was done in a moon that wasn't a blue moon. or
That's
wasn't
it's
not a
yellow.
brown, a blue sun. It's a
Yellow,
yellow
yellow
sun.
or
Yellow.
blue. However, there's a lot of very important systems that might fall to Triglavian forces that are vulnerable. One of them is Niarja. When invasion strikes here, what do you think is going to happen?
I think all of Nullsec will converge on it and make sure that the Triglavians win.
No, yeah. Wait, what? You think Nullsec wants the Triglavians to win? I think Nullsec wants Edencom to win, but I think also Nullsec wants Triglavians to win because it's funnier.
Yeah,
Nullsec,
but that means
leadership
that
wants the
negative
Eden
impacts
to
are
win. Players want Triglavians.
Yeah, we want
Wait,
the
wait.
fucking Doritos to proliferate.
Leadership wants
Wants Edencom to win.
win.
But I think it'd be funnier if Triglavians win.
What leadership?
We should ask.
Explain this.
We should ask Billy what Nullsec wants.
Yeah, Billy. Apparently, you represent all of us.
No, let Dom explain this. Dom, explain this.
I
What do
understand.
you
No,
mean,
Dom.
sir?
Who move their shit around don't want these systems to go down because it'd be hard for them to move shit around. Yeah,
Oh,
like they're
wow.
moving stuff from where.
Good.
But that's not official. That's just what I.
Surely
I
they'd,
think it'd be funny
surely
to try.
they'd
Yeah.
want to flip them. Surely they'd want to flip them because then they can use it as like a jump freighter route or some shit. I don't know if anybody looked at the viability.
Someone's asking in Twitch chat if if Niarja flipped to Trigsec, would it mean Amar would become a stronger market? Absolutely.
I hope
Amar would become fucking Rens, dude.
Amar would become Rens. Dixie would be. Actually, Dixie might benefit.
I'm going long on Dixie, man.
I don't know. Is Adama in danger?
You know, people are pretty fucking autistic when it comes to Jita. They'd find a way to get there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
No. I mean, when you have to go through like 30 extra jumps, I mean, at that point, you're more remote than fucking Minmatar space. And you might as well just go to the Dixie at that point. Everyone's going to move to Galente space. And what's Amar going to do? Well, the Amar Empire is going to be fucked.
Dude, I'm down for this. When this comes to Niarja, I'm going to spend every fucking waking hour in a Bjornby fleet just shooting the Edencom people.
Sipping for a Bjorn B, okay.
Dude, I will sim for Bjornby all day, every day.
I wonder if Bjornby's still watching, because he watches
Yeah,
sometimes.
come on.
I'd love to have
he
him
here?
jump in the Discord, because I want to get his perspective on it, because I've seen some of his streams with like 800 viewers just like watching the fleet that he's doing.
Yep, at least wants that honey.
Bjornby, if you can hear the sound of my voice, please come on the show.
Yeah.
There
At
he
least,
is.
at least,
There he
at
is.
least wants your honey, dude. Come on.
Show, Bjorn. Anyone could come on, and we want you. Oh, also another thing.
Which is rare.
Apparently,
Most of the
Edencom
people that come on we don't want.
Sinojam. You know, Edencom has been putting in Sinojammers in random low secs, but not random though. Some people think it's on purpose. Every single low sec around Jita has been Sinojammed for some reason, and then they buffed the Sinojammers because people kept destroying them. One Reddit post decided to call them Edenkami Sinojammers showing up, and they just got buffed. And I'm like, okay, people are now getting angry over this. This is funny to talk. I have to find the Reddit post.
He's coming.
Damn.
Oh my god, he is.
Is he arriving?
5 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, good
Come on.
heavens.
Tell him to
finally
bring his
arriving.
viewers too.
Bjorn B is arriving.
I think it's Bjornby's birthday too.
Oh
Is
my
it?
god.
If it's Bjornby's birthday, we have to
Scrumptious.
sing to him, but don't tell him, because then he might not come.
Guys, we're singing a Bjornby.
Man, what kind of sad
Okay,
birthday
I got my
gift
recorder
is
ready.
this? Talking to us.
That's not a
on the
sad
Reddit
gift.
post.
Wow.
Good gift.
It's time for some self-reflection, at least.
It's a sad gift that we're getting. Not a sad
It's
birthday.
the only thing we have available currently. Like, come on, dude. But anyways, I think the biggest thing, like, so I've seen a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot of people, but I've seen some people complaining that this new like mechanic, and it's been a lot more recently, like this new invasion mechanic is just ruining their lives. Like, there's not 2,000 systems online. What do you guys think about that? Do you think people again need to just kind of harden the fuck up a little bit, or
Yes.
is there
Honestly,
some
Yes,
before
absolutely.
who lived in Raravos? Who even talked about this? Did we even know it
there
was
was
a
a
thing?
small
So there's
Tyranid
a-
corp that lived in Raravos, and they
Ooh.
can't live there anymore. There's a small Tyranid corp. I don't know what.
There's a
happened
mission
to
hub
them.
2 jumps away from Raravos.
Not
And
in
now the
Raravos.
missions send you into Raravos.
By the way, just a quick fact check. There are over 5,000 systems in EVE Online, including an additional
Okay, but not
2,500
Okay,
randomly
okay, we get
accessible
it. We
wormhole
get
systems.
it.
not all of them are are high sec though. That's what I was saying. Is high sec.
Oh, I
How
see
big
I
is
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
How
come
big
on,
is
dude.
Isaac?
Read the room. Read
Oh,
the
there's
room.
There he
Here's
is.
BRB.
Yes.
Damn.
Bjorn
What's up,
B.
Bjorn?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, how's it going,
Please
buddy?
want your honey.
Good, man, what's up?
So talk to me. What's going on in these invasion systems? How much fun are you having with it?
Never had so much fun playing Eve. I'm not even kidding. The whole like PvEVP, it's not a meme, dude. It's real. You're just in system with a bunch of nerds, and you have no idea when these other dudes are gonna suddenly jump on you. It's actually fucking fun.
Is this like Scientology where the guy's like, oh yeah, no, it's great, dude. You gotta come in, and then when you get there, it's a fucking
See
shit
how
show.
many fucking kills were in Raravos in that first like week? Did
It
you
was
check?
literally
It
like
was insane, dude.
thousands, right?
Like 4,500.
In a
Didn't
system that
test
was
try to
mostly just like dead, yeah?
didn't test try to
Raravos. No,
yeah,
yeah,
hit you.
there's nothing happening in there.
Man. So you normally do you do public fleets, and are you doing this the same way? You just pull everybody publicly? What kind of numbers are
But
you
now I
pulling
get
on these
to use
things?
capitals. No, sorry, I get to use battleships and shit now because no one can drop on me.
Nice. So what kind of numbers are you pulling from these things? Like on these public fleets with doing this stuff?
More than my actual normal rooms. Usually I get like 80 to 100 people on my public fleets, but with this I was getting like over 200.
Holy shit.
Super fun, man. We had like Spectre fleet in there first, trying to dick around. They threw some battlecruiser fleet into us. Then we had Test try to pipe bomb us in one place, and then they had a Maelstrom fleet because I thought I was going to bash their fort after the failed pipe bomb. And then we had.
You did declare you were going to bash it, so
Well,
we
yeah,
were
I
like,
fucking null second seconds. Said I was going to do one thing, and did another thing.
I do declare.
wow. One of the corps in test, like I think it's Omega, was like, oh look at all this, we can pipe bomb them. It's gonna be great.
Why
And
did
they're
we
like,
take
we did the math. Should we do this?
damage?
I'm like, if you do the math, he's gonna be mad, and your fort is anchoring in like 2 hours. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. They warp in. They fuck it up. They get everybody down to like 80% armor in their fucking armor fleet. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, because I was watching it live on stream, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Like they didn't activate the smart bombs until they were on grid for like 3 seconds. And they
Just
just
MJD sniped.
yeah,
Fucking noobs.
Anyway,
It's a lot
so
of
then,
fun, man.
then Bjorn's there like, oh, really? They want to play like that? What for? Oh, they better, I can't remember what you said about the fort, but they're like, oh, fucking hell. And then,
Like a mini form, dude.
no, and then 2 minutes later, Billy, he said he's going to come attack our fort. What should we do? And I'm like, you fuckers. Like,
I had like
hey,
a fucking great fight against those maelstroms afterwards. That was fun.
Bail me. And they told me, and I was like, I don't fucking care. And they told program, oh, yeah, really? Okay, let's go. And I'm like, because he didn't know any of the backstory. So I was just like, okay.
No, but like the rest of it's like super fun. I know you're like PvEing and it's weird and all that. Like I haven't PvD'd since I don't know 2012, 13 or something. And but like the threat of people, like that there's like twice as many people in system, and they could at any time just go, let's do it now when they warp to that sig. It's actually super fucking fun. And you're clashing and running into the other groups. You're landing on grid with the other dudes. You're like, fuck, are these Doritos or are these like here to shoot me or like? It's honestly, yeah, like
Triangles.
Doritos people, Kyber nuts.
This is some sort of it's almost like this perfect Thunderdome that's become of these new systems because there's only like maybe 1 or 2 of them, so everyone knows where to.
Yeah.
And it's null sec, but without the capitals, without the signers, that only that bullshit. So you can go there for just straight PvP.
Hey, I mean, you can bring like a few dudes and just pick up stragglers, pick people's gardens off when they fuck up. Like it's super fun. It's
I
just
will
like this
say-
crazy Thunderdome.
There has been more ISK kills in Raravos, the system, in the time where the invasion's been, than has ever been killed in that system in the history of the game. Literally, I just went through ZGL.
It's a backwater system. Now everyone knows what it is, and I mean, now it's like the cool thing to say, yeah, I lived in Raravas before this whole thing, right?
Yeah, nobody lived in Raravas.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
except for
No,
that
it was
10
like a
minute corp.
It was like a perfect system to flip
Like,
as
yeah.
well because it doesn't block anything, and we have no idea. Like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Like, am I fucking up myself in the future with this? Like, I have no idea what this is going to do.
Fail.
I just wanted to see what would happen. So,
Ignorance is bliss, though.
yeah.
So what do you think's gonna happen? Like at the end of it all, like what do you think the whole point is of the whole thing?
I have no idea. I don't think it's done. Whatever is happening in Raravas, because it like continued every day to like that big what's it called? The mothership thing shows up.
World Arc.
Does like some beam thing. Yeah. World Arc comes and beams the laser boy, and something like happens now. It's accumulating 3 balls at a time. As like this like I don't know. I have no idea what it's doing. All I know is that the other Kybernaut dudes, they're grinding all the high sec systems, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to do. I'm not gonna go in PvE in high sec. I'll happily go in once it is like a low sec system, and then I can have just the craziest Thunderdome for like the whole stream. Super fun.
Cool.
Like it's especially important to note, like it's a lot like the old incursions were, except the content is so much better designed, where people can participate from 1 person to 10 people to 200 people, right? And because it's not like a low sec constellation, people can literally sit in high sec, wait until they can come in, they can get in, they can join their buddies without having to go through like 5 jumps of low sec. It has a really good flow compared to what the old low sec incursions used to have,
Yeah.
and it's so much more accessible to everybody, and I think everybody's enjoying it from what I've heard.
But it puts like my public fleet in a really funky spot because everyone in my public fleet is and always is able to get to like Cheetah to get ships, and then we go out, do something. But as like the null sectors who come in, they have to deal with war decks. Then you have like the low sec dudes who are all pirates who can't come in. We had like Snuff come in the other day, and they just got killed by cops, like the entire fucking
I saw
fleet.
that.
It's just been absolute like insanity. I knew I did not want to fight them. I know what they're like. They're all fully pimped out with everything, with all the implants and all the stuff. And they come in and just hear they're being tackled by cops. I'm like, no. We go up to the gate and I'm not even kidding, like 50 Galente police officers, not Concord, but like the faction police, who were just like, no, you don't get to be in here. That's amazing.
That's from them doing all the level 5 missions,
Yeah.
right? All
I don't know what it's from. I think it's just from them killing faction warfare targets in Black Rice.
Might be
Getting
that
like
as well.
lower standings. I think that's what I heard it was.
FW makes all the cops hate you
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
actions and like
It's like
you
the
on the other team.
Galente faction warfare cops.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you
fought
mentioned
for
you mentioned that this content is more accessible than like an incursion would be. What do you mean by that? Like how is it more accessible? Just as an observational.
Well, old incursions required you to have like tight comps for exactly 10 people that like were like hyper, I don't know how to say, specialized. Like there just wasn't any room for like, I don't want to say dead weight, but like low
Kitchen sink.
value. Yeah, kitchen sink is probably the best way to put it. And on top of that, you had to get there, which was a major issue, and like just the way incursions work versus the way these work are so different that it's quite significant in terms of the accessibility to like new, medium, and even old players.
Yeah, I mean the Sansa incursions definitely have like a high barrier of entry because like a lot of, like the work to me incursions is like you have to have a battleship like ready to go
No,
fitted.
they ain't so easy. It's all alpha available, dude.
Well, and also you can't actually fight on the side of the Sancha, can you?
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say. Like it kind of sucks. Like you do the incursion, Concord pays you like DED whatever LP, and then that's it. Like the incursion moves, and then maybe it comes back again. Like it just rotates around. There's like
And it goes away whether
who
you
gives a
fight it
shit
or
what
not.
happened?
Well, it's like moving a battleship, but that's exactly why I play Logi whenever I do incursion.
In this thing, like the shit changes. Like the layout of the game actually changes when you do one side or the other. And you can do goofy shit like rep the rats. Like in high sec, I know a lot of people were repping the TRIGLAVIAN rats, so Eden Tom couldn't be
Normally, you can't rep rats either.
So, do you guys think
I mean-
that this could be a model for, like, so we'll call it invasion-based PvP or PvE, But so like incursions moving forward, do you think that they could change incursions to be more like this, where you
I
can
hope
not
so.
only fight, like you can be on one side or the other, you get paid for both sides, but then you also have the option to fight players that are on the other side?
Hell yeah.
You think
Why
that would
not?
I
work for
think
Sancho
I
incursions?
think you could take this and just copy paste it for Sancho incursions, copy paste it for factional warfare. Like, dude, this is a good system for factional warfare.
Yeah.
There's like a push and pull. There's like a push and pull 3 times, and then it gets conquered and stays that way for, let's say in faction warfare, you could have it stay that way for like a month, and then they can go again.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
By the way, Bjorn B, is it actually your birthday?
Ah, yeah. 33
Happy
today.
birthday, dude.
Thank you.
Very good
Thank you.
presents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hardy episode
Birthday
of Trash
stream.
Talk Tuesday, huh?
Birthday stream. Yeah.
It's not much of a present, unfortunately.
Hey, come on. It's a good show. It
Okay.
doesn't
Well,
get best.
hey, get this man a gift sub.
We can sing to him.
No, I'm
Ah,
good.
yes, yes,
No,
yes.
it's all good.
Yes.
Nah,
I think someone requested a Billy birthday rap.
I'll take that, dude. I'll fucking take that. Let's go, dude.
All right. Do I need to drop a beat? Hold up. Let me get a beat for you, Billy.
I would do like the
Play
way. Happy birthday to you.
hip hop, no lyrics. All right. Let's see how Groovy does.
But I'm not doing it. So.
You said you're not doing it?
Really?
Ah, unlucky. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. He's not doing it. He's
my
not doing it.
God.
I can't make him do it. I just.
You could.
1, 2, 3. Bjorn, talk to me. It's your birthday. You know what I mean?
My God, this is so fucking cringy. Dude.
That was amazing. It wasn't cringe. That was
Yeah.
good.
Those lyrics.
Great lyrics.
Hey, happy birthday. I hope to pray that you go out and get to slay a bunch of crabs
Please.
and plenty of prey.
Oh my God.
That one was demonstrably worse.
Right there, too. You could have just went for it.
I had to do it.
It was an attempt.
You didn't have to. You didn't.
Yeah, you really didn't have to.
You didn't have
In my
to.
heart, I had to, but in my soul, there is the elephant in the room. What do we think of the new Edencom ships?
Yeah.
Oh,
Love to hear what you guys think about them. I did like a small
Photon
test
project.
Smooth
with people on it
transition.
on the test server. Have you guys done any tests for them?
Oh,
Yeah.
Aren't they like
I-
chain lightning systems?
Yes, they chain lightning. They chain up to 5 other targets within 10,000 of one of the targets. It's interesting, and it also hits friendly people too. So you can't just throw it at anything.
Oh, so you cannot control the chain targets. It could hit an
Absolutely not.
ally.
If they start-
neck.
If they start brawling your allies will get hit.
Which could make things very
Ooh.
problematic for a high sec venture. I would
just,
think.
Or for a fleet.
Wait, for the hold on. So for those like chain lightning guns, can't you just like set your safety to green and only hit like one target? Isn't
They
that
probably wouldn't let you shoot it.
No,
Oh,
no, it doesn't jump.
Bounce
It
to
won't
him.
cause you a problem. Yeah, if you set
Oh,
it to green,
okay, really interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
you told me
can
you tested
control
it.
it to a degree.
And then you turn friendly fire off on your alliance, and then you just brawl them with the ships. The only
Ah,
The other
smart.
problem is it's got anemic damage.
Really? Is it that bad? I thought it was good.
That's why you gotta like
it's not
form
great.
like 200 of them.
I feel like
basically.
it's just a ratting ship, though. Like honestly.
No. This seems like a anti-anchor fleet. You know, I call it
Yeah.
the social distancing ship.
Could
because
be that.
You have an FC who has his monitor, he's got an anchor fleet, and then suddenly everybody's taking damage. It's going to be a nightmare for Logi pilots. And, the FC's going to realize something's going on, everybody's getting damaged, the drones are getting hit, and he's going to tell people, everybody starburst, everybody social distance from each other, everybody get 10k away from each other right now.
No FC is ever going to do that. That's actually the worst thing you can do with these.
Like if they all just primary the FC, can they just like
Isn't
mop
this
the fleet?
This is sounding a bit like Smart Bombs
No,
Part
but
2.
as an FC, there are things that you're going to be able to do against this fleet comp to limit its ability to jump, and I'm not going to get into it. But essentially, Well, I mean,
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. You could essentially just have everyone orbit the FC at 20. Like you could do that,
Did you
right? And do like
did
with
you
Feroxes
Once
or
again,
something
that's
or
actually
Eagles. I mean, you
thing to
could.
did
do.
you ask an FC to get this information, Loki?
Yes, I asked
Which
an
which
FC.
FC did you ask? I'm curious.
Not you, Redline.
I haven't seen him
Loki,
in a while.
consider the consequences. You orbit at 20 the FC at 20k. Let's just shoot the players instead of the FC. I mean, it's a bouncing damage. You can't. This isn't.
Shooting the FC monitor anyways.
You shouldn't be shooting it. Well, you
Well, you
should-
shouldn't really be shooting the monitor, but what you can do, I mean, I don't know. I played with this a little bit on CC. It was really kind of sporadic and a little bit strange, and I don't know if that's like intended or if that's just or if that's just like
Yeah,
a
it's
glitch or
completely
something.
random.
Yeah, it was a little
Completely
weird. The main risk I think, like from what I can see, is like if I get sabers to go down and tackle you, and I have these ships, I could pretty much frag like all of my sabers trying to kill you. So that's kind of an issue. Maybe the safety thing fixes it or not. I don't know. But you could I don't know, you could technically anchor, you can anchor Feroxes and have them orbit you at fucking 50 or something. And I mean, it will.
Oh god.
Like this is the number one thing you never want to do with these fleets is like spread anchor. These lasers actually force you and 100% make you want to stay as tight as possible. If you're in this big ball and you start getting shot, what happens is the people on that area of the ball that are getting shot are actually the ones that are like taking like repeated randomized hits, right? So if there's 20 people in that section and one person is getting shot, then the 4 or 5 bounces or whatever hit the same 20 people over and over again instead of the entire 180. It's actually significantly worse.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
So
I
what
have a
you want to do is
question.
be a tight anchor.
What is so does anyone know what the actual trigger is to get like all 5 ships to be hit at once, like other than
I
the
think if they're
distance?
really just close enough, it'll have a higher
Yeah.
chance to
So-
connect.
it's
Yeah, but-
within 10,000 range.
No,
So
I know
it's all-
that. But if you I had like a bunch of ships like all within like 10,000 kilometers of each other or closer. And so we were testing it on these things, and it only really changed like 2 and possibly to 3. But I never actually got it to 5, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know, is that like a glitch with the system, or is that intended, or I have no idea.
Wait, so hold on.
10 from the guy that you're actually shooting. They don't bounce to one guy and then to another one and then calculate 10 from that guy. They calculate from like the first guy that you
Correct.
primaried.
Yeah, correct. So I had ships all around this dude, right? So it was just a bunch of just random ships in space. They were piloted, but they were all within 10 kilometers of the original thing that we were shooting, and we can only get it to chain up to 3, I believe.
Wait, hold on.
So I don't know.
Could that be affected by the skill that you train the gun?
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yeah, that could be that too. And
Yeah.
there were some pretty big, significant glitches on CC with training the skills and then being able to log in again. So I probably didn't get them all trained to 5. So that may be
Because
part of
like,
it.
it doesn't make sense to like have someone just train at level 1 like these level 1 chain lightning and just instantly shoot all 5 targets around your. Just doesn't make a lot of sense.
And that kind of brings me to another point. Like, I don't know. I know it's a test server, right? That's what it's supposed to be. Is there value in kind of limiting people's access to being able to test these things? I just want you guys' opinion on it. Like, I don't really have a formulated thing, but like, if you
Seems
don't
like a strange thing to ask.
well, I mean, so this new shit comes out now. I have to start skilling it on CC. There was already some significant like issues with skilling it and logging back in, but it just seems to me like if it's a test server and we're there to test out the new shit, shouldn't it be like easy to just skill this shit and then jump in and see
We
what the
should
limits are?
have infinite SP injectable.
That's what I mean. Like, why can't you just have?
Not?
You got
I
given
don't
2
like the way
mil SP
Sissy
for
works.
logging in.
You should
Yeah.
be allowed to grab AT ships, all sorts of skills and skill books, all the skill points you need, maybe
Well, then no
faction
one
Dead
would
Space.
play
Well, I
on
can grab
TQ.
faction Dead Space.
The,
Maybe
the
grab
test,
a
Sissy,
officer
the test
shit.
server, Sissy test server is not there for players to test. It's for CCP to test new.
Right, and I mean that's a fair point.
But for
the
players to test
server
too.
was full of Alliance tournament ships, guess what would be in every PvP arena? Non.
Yep.
You
You wouldn't be able to
I'm
test.
just saying, let us use anything.
Titan Gang and all this other stupid shit that's on Sissy, right? Like, Some people that's their pride and joy of like what they enjoy doing is like literally going on the test server and dunking people in the most stupid way possible. Like
there's
Well,
a
that's
corp that lives on
not
there as
even
well.
approved though. I don't think you're allowed to be going around
In the
shooting
combat
people.
areas,
Like,
you can do whatever the fuck you
it
like.
depends,
in combat.
yeah. Combat areas, this and that. I think it varies on a lot of points. Yeah, but at that point, no. Let us test anything and everything. Like, either we don't have the server or we have everything. Like, come, not
Also,
like it matters.
Going back to the chain lightning gun, doesn't the chain lightning gun also hit drones that are nearby? I think I saw a
Yep.
video.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Drones,
useful. That's
drones,
useful.
fighters, everything.
Nice.
Ooh.
I mean, you say it's useful, but it's a fucking easy counter to a.
So yeah, you could just deploy your drones and like have that reduce the possibility of it just hitting your fleet mates.
Imagine,
Unless you just want to kill drones.
imagine deploying drones, abandoning them, deploying more, abandoning.
Why would you abandon them? Because if you abandon them, they don't follow you, and that completely defeats the
Well,
purpose. Unless you're
that
just
also
sitting.
assumes your
Depends what.
fleet is sitting still, or fleet is sitting still and not moving, kind of thing. It also assumes there's no bombers. Like there's so many like. The key thing here is there is both play and counterplay, and that is always the goal to strive for in Eve.
Alex, are you at all worried that this ship is going to be the end of Small Gang?
What? Sorry, I just need to take the floor there. You're gonna have to furnish me with some fucking logic on that one.
There is no logic. It's a joke, my man.
Oh, right. Fuck, I get
Straight over
confused
your-
with you sometimes. I thought you had some tactical genius that I'd overlooked in the
No,
last
no, no.
6 days of testing or however long we've.
No, this ship has absolutely zero use against Small Gang individuals. However,
Oh, really?
Our drones.
well, fragging our drones, but the thing's got anemic damage, and it. But no, it really has zero use against a smaller fleet.
When
Rich,
you say
you've been
small
using this.
gang,
It actually has
you
more
mean-
use.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I've got to. I haven't spoken much, but guys, when you say small gang, do you mean what you guys do with like authors and sit at like 60k and don't commit to a fight at all? Because against that, yeah, it's useless. But against some of the shit we do, it could be quite.
You haven't what the Troika doctrine?
Troika, legions.
No,
you
I mean
know?
sure. If
you know the legions we take, like 12 legions, and sit on a Munin blob of like 40, and don't
one
really
that ran
care
into a
because you can't be
Keepstar.
tracked.
No, I don't think it would be that useful.
Oh, fucking.
Hold on.
Good meme, dude. You lost
Hold
a fucking Orthrus to like 6 fucking Thrashers. Behave.
It was a combat scan, and hold on, and the Orthrus would have gotten off had one of our.
Oh, and we wouldn't have died to the Keepstar if we didn't burn in range. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, hold on a second.
Both of you.
That was
No,
that
you
was the
can't
fault
do
of
it.
your
We
core.
bubbled. We scrammed you guys.
The bubble went off because the person who was flying with us wasn't actually part of the core. He no longer.
The bubble caught the pod dudes. Anyway, it's the
Well,
single ship. Who
he
cares?
wasn't potted thankfully, so it was a minor loss. Anyway,
A minor loss.
Hold on. Time out. Carry on, Rich. I just needed to get that in there.
Yes, fine.
Know your
Anyway,
place, Dronix.
I'm glad
anyway,
Redline got it.
This ship will be very useful against larger fleets, which is actually pretty good because Small Gang can use it as a support ship to tear apart ships in a larger fleet. So I actually like this ship. I think it'll be very useful.
How is it going to be useful?
It actually auto pods as well. It'll like zero the pods.
Oh, that's true.
Podding is pretty.
Not
So hold on, you target an enemy and then it chains, or is it like totally?
So it
friend
hits the thing you target, and then it bounces from.
They should allow a friend or foe mode. I think that would give it some.
Absolutely
fuck that, dude. No.
I would if there was a cloaky Eden comp ship. I'd hunt with that shit, dude. Just
the
decloak.
strategy-
No need to target.
Well, the thing with this ship is if you keep it tight clumped within your own fleet, and the enemy starts brawling you, you're in trouble. But if you keep it away, but if you keep it away from your fleet, then you're in trouble if they catch you because well,
You're alone. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
But like
long range logic.
But you got to think about it, right? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, how many of these fucking things we're talking about? Because one of these ships in isolation is it's crap. It's awful.
Yes.
Like you need as a small gang pilot, if 20 of these things land on grid, yeah, bye. Like,
Sure, but these ships, they're support ships. They're made to be support. They're not made to be obviously mainline DPS. That's why they have such anemic damage. I think they'll be very
damage if
useful. I think they'll be
Or
very
it's meant to
useful.
scale with size.
Cormorants aren't supposed to be mainline DPS, but if you field 150 of the fuckers,
right?
So
I'd like to see what was that gentleman name? What was that gentleman's name who has over 2,000 alt accounts? Cable use these in the fleet. I'd like to see him deploy 200 of these Edencom ships in a
Volta.
Cable was in Volta. Is that what you're?
Cable.
Chorrid.
For example, to 1,000 degree, and Rich believes him every time. That
Can we bring IS Boxer back then, please? Because that'd be really fucking difficult.
Well, I'd like to see our guy Odiek multi-box, 15 of these and drop them on something. I think it would be very
I mean,
interesting.
we've got like a null sec, we've got like a blob FC here. So let's ask Bjorn, are you going to use these ships?
Maybe. I got some ideas from him, yeah.
Cool.
I'm actually excited to see that.
No fucking dank leaks today.
Nice.
Well, yeah, when I say it's good to tear apart big fleets, it's because it spreads the damage and it's useful for being used against larger fleets rather than smaller fleets. Smaller fleets are usually more agile, more spread out, especially with
I
the type
mean,
of
yes.
So, in my case, using one of these against me would result in maximum 1 or 2 jumps and very anemic damage. However, if we, my corp, were to field it against a larger fleet, we'd be able to get far more jumps and we'd be able to pepper them with quite a lot of spread damage.
But how? But
don't
like,
think that
what benefits that's going to have?
of its usefulness against small gangs. It's important to understand, Rich, since apparently you don't get it. This is a weapon that applies like missiles, aka it always hits, and it always hits from ranges up to 144 kilometers with instant application.
It also applies based on missile and explosion velocity. So, if it's being used against, say, something a lot smaller that is usually able to withstand that, then it will have.
I had a couple. What's the cruiser's name?
Stormbringer.
Stormbringers. Okay. Take a bunch of Stormbringer. Take a fleet of Stormbringers, right? These small gang Stormbringers versus a fleet of fucking Munins that are anchored on an FC. Okay.
The Munions get shot on. The Munions shit on the fucking Edencom ships.
Okay.
As of
alright.
current, yeah, the damage is far too anemic in my
So if they
opinion.
buff the damage, do you think that they'd have a very strong chance against Munins?
Yeah,
Or how much
buff the
damage buff would that need to have?
Already extremely high.
Have you looked at the numbers? Like how much they hit you at 119?
Yeah.
Like at 119 kilometers, these things will hit you and bounce to your other 5 units or other like 4 Logi ships or something. Cause complete chaos. Can you imagine the Logi trying to yell at its fucking members going, stop fucking broadcasting?
It's a good terror weapon, but yeah, eventually I feel like people would grow to it, so it's only going to be effective very early on.
I mean,
and
you
it
can
will
always
be
just
effective over.
you can anchor your Logi off of the Munins in this case, then, so that to
Could
prevent
too,
that.
yeah.
You wouldn't want to do that though.
Okay, if you're below
Why not?
80%, like it's really easy, guys. Like, listen, if you're below 80% shield from bounces, broadcast for armor. If you're the primary broadcast for shield, done. And Logi will just pick up the armor broadcast as they go. Like,
armor and shields. What?
But in how many people
It's to
they will figure out?
differentiate between who's taking the most damage and not. That's
The
why.
ship is a very good support DPS ship. It's not a very good, mainline.
But that means that they'll have to correctly identify whoever is prime.
It's the person who's red boxed by our entire enemy.
That's
fleet.
true. Fair enough.
Well, no,
yeah.
it's not.
I mean, you could red box everyone, but that's too confusing.
If you get hit by a bounce, does that show up as a red box?
No, you just
You're not
take
being
damage. It's like it shows up like smart bomb damage, so you're not locked. They just get the red.
The red circle around them?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't this be effective against like cap chain Logi because they have to be closer together by default?
No, because all you do is you just put 2 reps on your cap chain, buddy, and there you go.
Yeah, but now you've got your. But basically now they can choke out the Logi, but keeping them repping each other, while the rest of the fleet
Logi
can
get
fight the
like
deep.
Logi get like 4 to 5 reps depending on how much you cap chain.
I know,
Like my
and
bounce
depending on how many Stormbringers you throw at it, or Thunderchilds, depending on how big the fleet is. I mean,
Has anyone
You
tried?
could use it to choke out Logi, but it would take a lot of them with the current damage. It would have to probably get a good.
Has anyone with like level 5 skills tried to like for example like take like a Thunder Child and then shoot like a cruiser or something? And how did that apply if because like when we were doing it, like we didn't have level 5 skills for the explosion radius skill or whatever the fuck it is, but like we weren't applying at all to something smaller than us. So like the Thunder Child was not applying to the Stormbringer like very well at all, which I found very interesting.
The name
I
of
mean,
the
it's in
ammo
the description.
is
It's in the
like
description. So
Oh, the fucking ammo release. Get it in there, dude.
it's just wild. Like who made up this ammo type? Is this the real ammo? Like
I
this
know.
can't be real,
Were they
right?
Icelandic? Elementary school suggestions and
Put
picked them
that
up.
name on that ammo.
What's it
They
called?
really need to get it together.
It's Electro Punch Ultra.
Yeah,
Strike Snipe.
Are you
And
fucking
then there's
serious?
like Mesmer Flux and Slam Bolt and Blast Shot and
It is the name
These
of
are
like
real
Elementary
names.
gamer energy
One
drinks. Like, guys, we
Sounds
want
They
to
like
sound like fucking Quaif
LARP,
flavors.
LARP spells, dude. Thunderbolt.
Capri Sun.
And what do
It's
you think
like
of the
Quaif flavor.
aesthetics of the ships?
these
They
sound
remind
like
me-
Surge. The energy, like the soda
They
from
all
like
sound like energy drinks,
I
dude.
thought you
Jeez.
meant Lieutenant Surge from Pokemon, dude. The gym.
Electro Punch. That's so like
Band name.
energy drink.
That's
the
like gamer
ships.
energy drinks. Guys, I want
Someone said in chat Zoomer ammo.
Zoomer ammo for sure, dude.
yeah, that's right. It's Zoomer ammo, dude. Look at the
Visually
name.
speaking, they remind me of the Evangelions from the anime.
Weeb alert.
Oh,
Hey, look,
The Evangelions, that whole syllables,
What
dude.
the
Hold on.
Speaking of
Evangelion?
deep shit, apparently this has just been posted to the EU subreddit. Someone fucking took Zoria Triglav. You know the character we
oh
keep seeing.
no.
Oh no!
I don't like
Fucking go on. I'll give you a link.
Nah,
I'll give you a link.
CCP
I'll give you a
Aurora
link.
started that meme, dude.
They
Yeah,
turned
like-
her
Started
into
on
a cat girl.
In the cesspool.
There's
They
no
turned
way.
There it
Yeah.
is. No, look at the picture. Look at the picture. Look at the
No. No.
picture. I'm telling you,
All
they
right. Well,
it did not take long. Is all I can say.
Red Line's ending the show, dude. He's got to go sort himself out. He'll be on.
Beautiful, yeah.
I guess it's been a fun, like, what is
Oh,
this?
hold on, we
the
got 10
10th
minutes. 10
episode?
minutes till 11.
This is the 10th episode of the show, right? I guess it's over because I'm quitting Eve forever. I'm never logging in again, ever.
Is this all it took to get you to
It's-
quit
it's
Eve?
all it
Just
took.
seeing
It's
the
all it
weeb
took.
fucking.
You know, it's perfectly normal. A nice set of legs will take a red line away.
Yeah.
Many men too.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on stream just so people can see it.
Oh,
Yeah. Put it on. Let's go.
But for reference, I don't condone this, nor do I
Enjoy.
fantasize about these things. I
Yes.
promise.
I knew it had to happen sometime eventually.
There's
it was
a-
no telling when. It was a matter of time.
You know,
There's a
I
ship
think.
girl Twitter that I follow.
I
Where
wish.
Eve Moe. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so good. I love him.
I really
Ship
wish.
girls actually are pretty not bad.
I really wish that they would have stored this picture in a citadel and that the item was destroyed.
There
Like,
it is.
I think that
There
would
it
have
is.
been. I do have an anime body
Hold
pillow.
on, do you see that? Do you see the Triglavian text there? Is that like the artist's signature, but they did it in Triglavian text?
Oh, I can read that for you. That's this shit. Hang
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
god,
artist.
it's
Do you see like the little very translate? No, not the one on the bottom, but do you see on the side, like on her right leg, on the right knee, you see all the little transparent sort of looking
Oh, yeah,
Triglavian. Yeah, that I bet you that is actually the artist signature. That's a good detail. That's a pretty good detail actually.
Redline.
I'll
Have
give
you
credit
seen
where
this
credit
one?
is due. That's kind of clever.
Have you seen this one, Redline? That's also on Reddit in the cesspool.
Oh
yes.
god, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Woo woo.
And they
Yeah,
had
I've
somebody voice it too.
Wait, really?
what?
No,
Yeah,
we need to
Aurora
see
posted
this.
it.
It's a video.
You
Aurora
have to
posted
play
it.
it. Wait, where is it? Where is this video? I can't find it.
You have to click on the link.
AppF is taking over.
Oh my god, this is horrifying. Who voiced
Zoya Twigwav.
Read it, dude.
horrifying? Jesus.
Yeah,
So you
basically
said you
that
could
video.
translate this?
Geronix, you could translate this crap?
No. Someone said it. I think it was
Nah, it's
Geronix.
not. The text on the picture's not trig text. It looks like it, but if you look at the
No, I think
trig
the artist
language
seems
page,
serious, though. I think they did that on purpose. I needed.
no,
I
it's
needed.
not. I'm looking at the translation of the letters. Those characters aren't in the trig text.
Okay.
Mate. Sorry.
Damn.
What you're saying is that it's fake.
So
It's,
yeah, they
yeah. I'm being a fluent Triglav local spammer. I would know.
Let me look. I found a cipher. I'm gonna look into
A
this.
cipher. All right, you
Oh
and Rich
my
should have
God.
kids, man. Fuck.
So, anyways,
on
let's.
a
I want
decoder.
to now that we're on to the topic of bad Reddit memes, I
Oh
want to
yeah,
I want to
it's
talk
fun.
about this Reddit meme that I saw on Reddit
Can we not?
because I have to address it, and we've got Villy here
Of Reddit.
who speaks for the trees, and I need him to weigh in on this meme because I still don't know if he's seen it yet.
By the way,
So,
Neuronix, you're
can
wrong.
you
This
link
does actually translate. Here, I've got a. Hold on, let me type this out.
Link.
So wait, test is now the trees from Lord of the Rings in the game. Is that what we're?
Here,
Really-
this is my source.
Oh,
Phil-
the ant.
Translation.
Yeah.
Billy speaks
This is
for
what
the
I
trees.
We have decided
Yes.
you are not a dork.
So I put this meme on stream. What does this mean?
Yeah, Villy.
Can anyone tell me what this
Well,
means?
as we can see, that Villy was once a member of Goonswarm Federation, hence why he's labelled as a traitor. Otherwise, he would be labelled as an enemy of the state if he wasn't.
Oh my God.
And we can see clearly that the Mittani is wearing his Make Imperium Great Again hat, which means his ambitions have once again been stirred. Perhaps a Viagra or two.
Wait, is the other picture Pittsburgh? Is that Pittsburgh or is that somebody else?
No, that would be Pro-God Legend.
Oh, it's ProGot. Oh, I see. Okay, because that's a
I
whole testing.
don't.
My bad.
I don't know how it's being done, but this is just some fucking propaganda for Billy to get voted as CSM. I don't know how it's being done, but that's what it.
Well, we can clearly tell that the author was somebody of an
7-year-old.
alternative lifestyle, given the collar and the chain.
That's a
and
Jurassic Park meme is pretty good though. I like that one.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park one's actually decent.
That's-
The rest
that's pretty
is like
solid.
cringy bullshit, but
Yeah.
Propaganda is like.
Why you got
Villy,
it?
you're like cutting in and out, dude.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
there's no truth to this at all. Then I can just take this off the stream. All right, fair enough.
Can I finish the translation before we?
It's like if you put like dumb shit on stream. It's like, is this dumb shit true? It's like, I don't know.
This is true dumb shit.
Oh, funny! What a meme! Like, yeah, that's
I
I'll
don't-
just start talking at this point about this kind of bullshit, dude. Okay, this translated to 3 letters, YHN. So I guess that's probably shorthand for whatever their artist name is. I guess.
That's a System and Eve, dude.
Okay, so I
Oh,
thought about
shit.
it, guys, and I'm gonna suggest that we do not anchor things separately, but that everything anchors at once, like Billy said. Thanks, Billy.
Imagine that. Imagine
Yeah,
the
imagine
experienced
Billy
FC
being
being
right about that.
Well, I mean, imagine having like, how long did Billy actually know about this? I mean, I know he probably can't
Billy
even say,
was
but
on
let's just
City
assume it was more
same
than
day.
like. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I highly doubt that Villy knew all the details of it. He probably saw some concept art and the names.
Concept art.
Honestly, if Billy saw the name and didn't say anything, I'm really wait, the name of the ammo and didn't say anything, I'd be really
Yeah, no kidding. That's pretty. Actually, it's pretty cringe. But
like, see, like CSM endorsed or whatever. Fucking Electro Blast ammo.
it has to be a placeholder. It 1,000,000% has to be a placeholder. I refuse to believe that this is real.
This is like Billy and Fuzzy Steve.
I want to be honest. I
and
can't
Fuzzy
wait to see Load Strike Snipe. Fucking holding close to the electro. Let's go.
I mean, to be fair, they did kind of like that. That's actually some pretty good stream shit for you, Bjorn. To be fair, you can totally make like memes out of that. That's like stream gold. Actually, that's pretty. Like you should actually thank CCP. But the art actually, like the ships, I actually like them. Like I think they're pretty cool. So.
Oh, they look pretty good. The Eden combat.
They're a little too like it's kind of hard to see on CC. I think they need to like I don't know change the tone of the
yeah,
color
they're
or
not
whatever of the
done.
ship. But
I think I did say they're not.
Yeah, but generally, I think it looks pretty dope. So that's pretty cool.
They look
Probably
like
tanky
bugs,
too.
dude. Don't they look like
They,
bugs to you, like insects?
Have you
Yeah,
seen
kind of.
the
I like it.
the Vindicator with all the Votron projectors on it, or whatever they're called?
Yeah, the 8, you could fit 8, couldn't you? It's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's really dumb, but it's also it looks really cool. I don't really understand it.
Spiky boy.
Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I was gonna say something about like how do we feel about them doing this instead of like adding other meaningful content drivers to the game? But I mean,
don't.
they added the one thing, the TRIGLAVIAN stuff. So I mean, that's a meaningful content driver, right? I wonder if there'd be a way to put that into more things.
Cool.
I think they're testing some stuff. Yeah.
Putting content
With the
drivers
security
into
status
more
change, they're testing.
No, I mean with the with the evasion stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder what other stuff you could put that into.
I'm all for them putting like new, better versions of old shit into the game, and then leaving the old shit for people wanting to do it. Like I'm all about that. Like the Triglavian invasion seemed like just a better version of the Sancha invasions. I get that people want to do the Sancha invasions because that's what they've been doing all their time in Eve and they like it. So just let them do that and let me do this cool other invasion shit.
Yeah.
Same with missions. Like I don't know if you guys have ever done like Abyssal PvE. That shit's hard and exciting and fun and rewarding. Like I think if you come into Eve and you want to make money doing PvE, you should do that instead of level 4 missions. Absolutely. But I'm okay with them leaving level 4 missions in too.
Cool.
Make way more money doing Abyssal level 3s than you do almost making like doing level 4s in a golem, unless you're
Yeah, like
not doing it.
honestly, if they deleted missions and they were like, "Yo, if you want to do PVE, you have to do Trig and Abyssal PVE," I'd be like, "Okay," but I see how a lot of people would be pissed off.
So, okay, so have we expended this topic?
I think so.
Yeah.
Feels like
Do you
we're just
guys?
kind of going around in circles.
Yep. Okay, great.
Yeah, on Friday, did you pass out or did you go to? Because
Oh,
you were just
me?
all of a sudden gone.
I don't know what happened, but it
Yeah, but
happened. Let me. What else we're gonna talk about?
Can we talk about last weekend in Pure Blind's Cloud Ring?
Yeah, let's do that.
100 plus in F7C, and Goons got so tired of losing that they decided to drop their super on a bunch of hurricanes.
So that was a topic that I wanted to talk about, because Goons brought supers up. How would they do that? Dom,
They're
can you?
bad. They're just bad, dude. At
I have
every
no idea.
sub-cap engagement in
Holy
Pure Blind.
I missed that. I was actually super butthurt. I mean, I cried for about 6 seconds.
Okay. But like, yeah, they really did not have confidence in their line numbers and their sub-cat fleet, so they had to drop their fucking Titans.
I wish I had
We-
other
Yeah,
Goons
I
on
would
the show.
as a reason.
Sacrilege versus like Union's Eagles kind of fight where it's been like moderately even. Most of them seem like pretty like one side has some significant advantage or another.
But at the end of the day, like half of the entirety of the PH fleet, the PanFam, well, at least just PH, it was just hurricanes. That's like all it was. I'm not sure what else everyone else brought to the field.
Did the Imperium side win? The fight?
I mean, they
That's
lost
probably why-
both. They lost both of their fucking ANSI and their Sino Beacon, even when they dropped their fucking Titans on us. So,
But I mean,
and
like,
Really, they need to drop more shit then. I mean, come on.
well, I mean, if you got them, fawn them though. I mean, like who cares? Like
Yeah,
they put them on field, they could technically get like completely dicked if I don't know the right circumstances present themselves. So I mean, they're putting themselves in a position to quote unquote win the fight, but at the same
they
time,
really did not win. They did not win.
no, I mean,
So
and
they
that's cool. I
lost-
mean, like losing an objective isn't losing a fight. I haven't seen a battle report. Did they lose the escort too?
No, they crushed.
No, they definitely won the score in that battle.
Oh, okay.
But definitely, like in the entirety of that weekend, like while they're out, bashing their own forts and like trying to save all their stuff, they've been Pain Fam has been like mopping up a lot of like the Fortizars that's been up in Pure Blind and Cloud Ring, I think. Yeah.
Another reason they're getting those capitals out. It's everyone just begging and begging and crying to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you got him, fun him, man.
Well, so do we think that's gonna lead to like other groups sending their supers over as well, or just
a fuckload of dreads?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like it seems like a pretty huge content area right now. I mean, why not? I would definitely like to pad my kill mail with a bunch of random dreads.
Well, it sounds like you might become the dread that is padded on a kill mail, though.
Okay, look, I have
They've
shit
got-
skills.
they've
I
got
can't fly a
supers
fucking
there.
dread.
Like maybe Snuff should stop trying to spank Bjornby in a fucking high sec, whatever the fuck, and I don't know, do what they used to be good at.
Okay.
Backstabbing?
What was that they were gonna have?
Well, I mean, they used to be good at like dread bombing the
They
shit out
should
of
set Horde Blue and then kill them? Like,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
yeah,
What are
to
we
be
trying
fair,
to
yeah,
do?
to be fair enough. No, I can't even argue with Rain's point. That's absolutely accurate. But yeah, no, I was gonna say like I don't know, just bring a bunch of dreads and stuff, and then make it a little bit more spicy, and then.
Really, I hope
Man,
you remember
it's-
this moment next time my Logi's on field.
It's
You
so
want them to
cool that
feed
the
into-
best action in EVE Online is far away from everyone's home. Isn't that it's like so convenient?
We had some fun. I had a fun little fight. I think when we had like a suicide arbitrator fleet. I think about 3 nights ago, went right into the capital system for CVA. And I think we got a kill on our Alice.
Wasn't there a campaign, like a battle report for the whole campaign of what's happened in Pure Blind so far?
Alpha Star linked it earlier.
Where's Al?
Well,
He
that was
said
just
he
for the
said that
weekend.
he lost over 1,000 Feroxes or something like that.
I have to find that.
Speaking of CVA, I saw this. Speaking of shitty Reddit memes and CVA, I saw someone killed a structure in CVA space, and out of it popped this Macarial, which
I saw
is
that. I saw
amazing.
that. Oh, I think the saddest thing about it is that's a totally serious fit with those guns.
It's so
Yeah.
newbie,
Oh my god, look at the rigs.
Fit it right, and it's just.
I mean, the man wanted a battleship that he could shoot rails with. He's got the rigs for it.
Called fucking Hyper or like a Megathron, or what's the other one? A Rogue.
Rogue does have hybrid dreads.
What the third Galantia battleship is? Dominic's. That's
the drone boat. Yeah.
Never mind. No. You know what? Never mind. Rogue. Yeah. You ever heard of the?
I don't think the though, is it?
The Rogue is
The Rogue
a Galente, but it is a rail ship.
Caldari are like either rails or missiles, and the Galantia are pretty much just drones or blast.
I will say one thing. In terms of damage mods, magnetic field stabilizer sounds like it should do a lot more than a gyro stabilizer. Like, what, do I want my ship to stay like upright? Well, who gives a shit? I want it to do damage.
Oh, okay. You're really nitpicking here, on Lise.
Got some fucking magnets.
Jesus.
Dude, I want
first
First you complain. First people complain about the fucking multi-spectrum shield hardener. Now you complain about gyro stabilizer. God.
I mean, the multi-spectrum shield hardener, it's going to take me a decade to get used to.
Okay, look, it makes more sense if you think about it.
Yeah, it does. It makes absolutely more sense. It's going to take me 10 years to get it right.
Just learn the word.
Type in adaptive into fucking Python, and I'm like, oh, right, okay, shit. They should have like a correction thing or something where it just like automatically like switches it to multi.
Like fucking Google when you like search something, it's like, do you really mean?
It's like, or do you mean this? Like, oh yeah, right, obviously Google thinks.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I think you could take the extra 10 to 20 seconds to search it through and actually like find. Come on.
Oh,
I still call it a power diagnostic. Wait, it's a PDS now or not a PDU? I call it a power diagnostic unit and a ballistic control system. ballistic control unit. Well, it took me like literally 8 years to get that right, and I still get it wrong.
Ooh, someone in chat has suggested a poll.
I made the poll and no one's voting in it. They think I'm asleep. I'm not
Okay,
asleep.
alright.
I just don't know
no,
what to
why
say. I ran out of stuff to say, so I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, there's no, ironically, there's no more trash talk to go around. I was hoping
it's
that,
11. We've hit the hour.
yeah.
Trash talk is running out. They're trying to vote to have Rich muted forever. What the fuck did he say? He's not even talking this whole damn time. Fuck
Rich
you.
has been my only ally. Well, Brisk
Well,
and
maybe you
Billy
should
just
get some
beat
more
me up.
allies at least.
At least the thing is though,
I like
done.
Rich. I like Rich. As much as y'all give him shit, I think he's an alright guy. I think
Rich
he's
will turn on you the second you start agreeing with him though. Like he's a tricksy little
Like,
hawk.
oh, you agree with me, Potter.
How dare you agree with me? I have other opinions, and then he unleashes
I
them.
mean,
I talk
the
all the time
Rich.
after the show. It's really nice to talk to him. I think
I
he's
like Rich. Rich is
pretty good
great.
for someone who's that new. I mean, he knows some shit pretty good.
He's trolling us. I don't think he's really 9
Oh,
months old.
God, dude, that's fun and all.
I
But
feel like he had a tune back like a long time ago, and he's just not saying things. But
Well, I
you
mean,
can't prove it.
realistically, if we're out of stuff to talk about, we might as well just shut up, huh?
we're only at 60 viewers. I think we should switch it off. Also, yeah, what's happened to the viewership?
Quarantine.
I mean, people are going back to work.
Not
No,
over.
no bullshit. So people are going back to work. They can't stay up till 11 o'clock at night and watch an Eve talk show.
And have no
Is
life.
quarantine over?
Yes.
I've been working this entire goddamn time too. By the way, I just like to point that out.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that someone from Imperium would still be on the show to talk about
Dom's here? Or was here? Where'd Dom go?
I don't know.
Mike Flood actually being on the show.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened to all the Gooners. They wanted to talk shit to me so much for like 6 months, and now they just don't want to talk to me at all. But
and
I guess
they're
what
gone.
we'll do, we'll throw it to final thoughts. Luigi, we'll start with you. What's your thing?
Yeah.
What's your last thing?
Sorry, before I get to that, yeah, apparently, they are starting to lift up restrictions. Did not realize that. I guess it's finally winding down. So hopefully we'll get back to our normal lives, and this strange update patch on Earth will be over
Now,
with.
was that your
eventually.
final thought, or
No. Okay, I'll give my final thought. Is it like a shout out or actually?
whatever you want to say, dude? Just say whatever you want to say.
No, that'll be my final thought. I hope you all stayed alive and healthy during this quarantine. Take care of yourselves and enjoy as the restrictions are lifted.
Cool.
Oh, that was responsible.
That was way
shout
too
out.
wholesome.
Jesus.
That was too wholesome.
Exactly.
I hope you all
Oh,
fucking.
fuck off. I like
Okay.
wholesome.
Anyways, Rich, what's your final thought? Actually, I'm sorry. The poll came back, and you are muted for the rest of the show. So.
No,
don't
do that. No, you dickwad. Don't fucking listen to that poll. Yeah, final.
I'm just kidding. It's fine. He can talk.
Chris probably
I thought you'd
bought
actually,
it.
Final
I
thought.
thought
Chris
you'd actually
probably
follow
bought it
through with it.
anyway, dude.
Rich,
Rick,
what's
are you
your
gonna
final
speak?
thought?
Talk to your Diplers about your trash neighbors and trash allies, and try to convince them to
Stop dunking
maybe
you
on.
so hard.
No. They're absolute trash. They don't undock at all. What Watchmen are trash. What's it called? NC are trash. Who else is trash? Init is trash. Fuck's sake. They need to get better. They need to stop relying on their major neighbors. Their fucking communes. They need
You mean
to
they're
grow a pair.
friends? Are you saying that everybody needs to stop having friends?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Social distance.
But if your neighbors are trash, and they're allowing people to enter your space freely, they don't undock, they don't do anything. Tell your Diplos, make a noise. Fuck these.
Wow. Very strong opinions.
Okay. All right. Persistence. What's your final thought today?
Okay. I guess I'm glad to have contributed something to the show more than shitty memes that I churn out every 10 seconds. Honestly, that's about it.
Okay, great. Bjorn, glad we could have you on the show. What's your final thought
Yeah,
for the
thanks for
day?
inviting me. I got a couple, dude. Fuck Edencom Squares. Fuck the scope of their fake news. All right, Doritos are people too.
What's a Dorito?
It's a triangle person.
Triglavian
Triangle? A
triangle.
Dorito?
It's the shape of a
Fucking
triangle.
Doritos in
Doritos in chat right now? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Do we have those?
And
Oh,
then
we do.
everybody's got Doritos.
Oh
best I
god,
got.
disgusting.
That's never gonna stick with me.
I mean, I like it. All right, at least what's your
Just
final
'cause you're a
thought?
square.
Mister, I'm probably not going to be able to stay the whole time, but stayed 15 minutes later than required.
I mean, I don't know. I thought this was like a 5-hour show.
Oh, no, only on Tuesdays.
This is
I-
Tuesday. What the fuck?
I think Billy should pull out the mods from the Tranquility Trade Tower and then shoot it just to see what drops. I think that would be pretty dope, and I think it'd be a nice meme.
Right? It doesn't really do anything.
What?
Like, even if you pull out the mods, it still goes low power. Like, it
Yeah,
takes a week.
for a week. Yeah, and then kill it.
Oh god, it's like the parent when he explains a joke. Jesus.
Would that be worse than CCP making the abandoned structures in the first place? Find out next week on Trash Talk Tuesday. All right, Gong.
Well, also, happy birthday to Bjorn, dude. That's
Yeah,
my
love
birthday.
Happy birthday to Bjorn.
We all want that honey.
So it took 5 people before we got a shout out to Bjorn for it being his birthday. And
I was
joined in
planning
all
on
of you.
doing that. Jesus.
I'm not
All right.
laughing twice.
I'm gonna say Atticus because that's your name. So you haven't really said much tonight, but you can talk now.
I ring the gong. That's all I do.
Can we get a gong real quick?
Yeah,
Perfect.
that was weak.
No, that was great.
I'm
It
on
was
mobile.
fantastic. All right,
Fucking garbage quality mobile.
Loki.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright, so shout out to Legacy Coalition for headshotting Sado, who's a host of the show, while he was absent from a Tengu. So God bless them. Also, happy birthday to Bjorn. And God bless Elise for getting angrier than Grath on this show. Like, legitimately. It's pretty good.
Trackball nerd.
All right, Rain. Rain, what's yours tonight?
Well, I'll give a shout out for Dom. So Dom's internet apparently got disconnected. He has like a power outage or something. So he says goodnight and wishes you. Mine is I don't know. I haven't done shout outs in forever. Shout out for everyone for showing up and hanging out and for having fun. Shout out to the 5v5s. Keep doing those. Those are a blast.
Yeah, what's Geronix said? I thought that sure he would stick around to shout out his.
Oh yeah, Geronix
stream.
left. What the hell?
Wait, I got this. Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to the. I can't do. Never mind. I'm done.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to give a
Low
shout out.
effort.
I want to give a shout out to him on 4 screams.
There, that's perfect.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll give
Outside.
to 5 scrims where the Goblins had a solid week. Went 1v1. Took down the biggest team in the league at this point so far, and
did you
came out? But yeah, it's pretty good. Should be watching the matches. They're fucking dope.
I saw the match and you guys lost. I thought.
They won the second one.
Oh, it was a best of 3 or what?
No, it's 2 because one goes red, one goes blue, so it's not biased.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you won the second one. All right. I just saw the first one. I was like, God damn, Billy, why didn't she win? But then you won. So cool. And that was your shout out, right?
Like elite piloting skills, put Villian in the Vindicator. Things go well. Right?
Right. Perfect. All right. Cool. Well, so that's gonna. I guess that'll. I guess that's it for the night, right?
Let me shout out one more person.
Simp tag to the Discord.
Huh?
Oh yeah. You have to link.
Simp tag?
Oh
Are you sure
yeah, I
you should?
definitely did. Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. Now we know.
Hold
You
on.
know
Also,
what?
let
I got it.
me. Oh, Rich, go ahead.
I want to shout out to Redline for being, a good sport and absolute trash in the 1v1. 2-0.
Would you like to go again, Rich? If you didn't gather it from the reaction, that was all fake.
Absolute trash.
I'm aware. 100 mil for a rematch.
You fucking staged it, so
I'm
I don't know
sorry?
why
I
you
didn't want to win. Didn't want to win anyway. Redline 20.
Lost on purpose, dude. I wasn't even trying.
Yeah, don't. That's actually a really
Okay,
weak excuse
wait.
now that you say.
Yeah.
Don't
So
take that away from him. Rich
you
fucking dude.
I'm just saying, you
guys
saw the
agreed to the date
difference.
today, and
You
you
saw
like.
the difference between the first two and the last one,
Why would
right?
you throw it then? Now was the official day.
I'm just saying, because I'm gonna delete this from the end of the VOD, so it's gonna look like Rich won fair and square, because he totally did. It's all
Oh
good.
my
It's
God.
fine.
Okay, all right.
So
Okay,
anyway,
hold on.
little
Let
bit of a sellout session here, just in case. We have some pretty good quality on the server right now. It's gonna lose that in 1 day and 19 hours. We need server boosts. Don't boost the server. If you get a notification asking you to boost the server, don't fucking do it. We're switching to TeamSpeak next week because I'm tired of Discord trash. Fuck you, Discord.
Really?
That's my
Oh,
shout
fuck
out.
yeah, thank you, dude. Wow.
That's toxic.
Hold on.
Fuck
Let
Discord.
me shout out one more person.
No,
shout
you
out
shouted
to
out enough,
Fuck, no,
goddammit.
come on, Redline, please.
You've
You
done
said like
enough.
3 words on this stream the
Only
entire
4.
No, I
Only 20
haven't.
more.
Fuck you. I've been talking about this fucking bullshit with this fucking eating
Fucking
conch.
like looting the field while we're still PvPing over here.
Oh
He
my
just-
god,
He
shut
just kept
up,
on saying
Rain.
cool over and over again. Cool.
Fucking wreck, dude.
However,
Okay, it's not my fault that you have a fucking pea-sized brain. Come on.
cool. However,
Shut up,
if
Redline.
you would like to spend your money, feel free to subscribe to the
fuck you.
stream.
No, I'm already subscribed to the stream. What are you talking
I know,
about?
that's why you're here. It was a subscriber special. You're the only fucking one that showed up. Imagine
Like 106 subscribers.
Yeah, if he's the only one who showed up, you should give him another shout out. If he's the only one who
Okay, fine. Another shout out.
Okay, shout out to a man named Jay Wright, who was formerly Triumvirate and now in Pandemic Horde. His sweet voice brings calm to my life. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic.
was very
You
touching.
happy now, Redline? You happy?
That was a great shout out, dude. That was a great shout out,
That was
man. I'm
very touching
touched.
for
You have no emotions, Redline. We all know that.
What are you talking about? I have at least one, okay?
Redline is a robot that lives in Brother Bob's basement.
Yeah, literally a bot.
Beep boop.
What emotion is this one emotion you have?
Anyways, that's gonna be it. Everyone say bye. Let's go ahead and try to break Discord before I cut it off.
I hate you, Twitch
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hit the gong. And the
I think we got
triangle.
gonged, dude.